Day, right?
Yeah,
What's the point? You're going to make kids go back for one day? It's not even syllabus day. It's high school. There's not syllabus day in high school. I mean, there's a little bit of that, but it's not the same as college, is it?
No, I don't think so at all. So it is a lighter fan practice today. But our training camp coverage is presented by Break Time. Whether you're fueling up or grabbing a snack on the way to training camp, Break Time reminds you not all convenience stores are the same. Download their app and find a location near you. Here's what we got planned today. Not only is it a long practice, but Nick Bolton will join us after practice today. We'll talk to him exclusively here on 96.5 The Fan. We're expected to hear from Andy Reid at the podium. Also, one of the newer signings, Emmanuel Ogbah, who was out there in pads today, even though I saw he was kind of standing around a bit more. Still not a full go, but he was in pads. He is going to be at the podium. And then, as always, Nate Taylor from ESPN will stop by. We'll talk about the preseason game from Saturday and what he's seeing out at practice. And let's get you caught up on just where some things are at injury-wise today as well. No helmet or pads for L'Jarius Sneed, which is a step backwards from where he was last week. And then Drew Tranquill, this is the second week? Are we entering week 3 or week 2 of Drew Tranquill not practicing? Remember, it was back spasms.
I feel like he missed the end of week 1. So I feel like he's missed 2 straight weeks. Am I wrong?
Yeah, back spasms. I don't know if they're just truly look, we know he knows his role. He's a vet. We're just going to let this thing not flare up on us again, and let it completely cool down. I don't know. So no Drew Tranquill today. On the positive news would be Mansour Delane, full pads, no yellow jersey. That happened last Thursday, but they weren't in pads, so we were wondering, okay, all right, this is the first real practice of training camp for Mansour Delane. A good sign. We'll keep an eye on what he's doing. Still no Trey Smith dealing with that hip injury, and Shu Godric, who got hurt as an ankle injury, got hurt in the preseason game over the weekend. And then the notable move that's different from what we have seen the last week or so, you guys know with Trey Smith being out, they had moved Khalil Benson into right guard with the ones. Jalen Moore still with the ones at right tackle, and that's what it was for the preseason game. At least today.
And Smith's still out, to be clear.
Yep. Smith's still out. Benson's with the ones at right tackle. They've moved Jalen Moore inside to right guard. So they're just trying to get both guys to play both spots, it looks like, at this point in time.
Well, I mean, does that mean I'm to assume that there's still a competition? That it's still up for grabs? I got to be honest.
I don't think so.
How could the answer be no, though? It's August 17th, and when the right guard is out, they're still giving him first team. Because the only other option in my head of let's figure this out is, are we trying to give him a roster spot? And I thought that was just, locked.
I think they're just trying to create some more flexibility. Because here's the other scenario. Let's say Josh Simmons at some point this year has to miss a game or does miss a game. Okay, well then Who's your left tackle? I don't think is it Esapole who's been getting work, or do they actually say we're going to move Jalen Moore to left tackle and it's Benson is the right tackle, or
maybe
is that and they're trying to have some flexibility there? I don't know. We'll see.
Based on Jalen Moore's never started years as a starter, it feels like he could use those reps. I guess that's the part for me. It's not like he's just some infant. Now he's had experience, but I don't know, some training camp with the rest of the offensive line. It feels like those would be beneficial to him.
But and maybe it'll change on this Saturday's preseason game, but didn't we kind of get our answer a little bit? Benson started at right guard, then he moved to right tackle, and Jalen Moore didn't move to guard in the game. He was done for the day.
No.
So I think they're just
Which is why it's interesting today, I guess.
It is. It's surprising. Yeah, I still think they're just truly trying to give themselves some more options and flexibility of who can play what. But, yeah, that was not expected today after what we saw Saturday.
No, yeah, I didn't, it just doesn't make any sense. It was a bit of a head-scratcher, I guess, is what it was. And that's why it makes me question if it is still a competition. And if Trey Smith were to return to practice tomorrow, I don't know when he's going to return to practice.
I'm not sure.
I will say, anytime they're he saw a specialist, it's fine, though, but the man hasn't worked in 10 days. Hard for it to be it's fine, though, to me, if they don't practice. Because I always point out, if that were in the regular season, we wouldn't be talking about it like it was minor. Gold, if Trey Smith had missed 2 full regular season games, if Drew Tranquill had missed 2 full regular season games, we'd be talking about that injury.
But you also know that's the difference. But you also know there is a difference. I mean, there is a difference in that. Drew Tranquill will be playing if there was a game today. I
think so. Trey Smith would not be, though.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm with you that the minute you go to a specialist, you can't tell me it's just a nothing burger.
Yeah. That's just.
But I also don't view it the same way. Of missing 2 weeks of training camp is not the same as missing 2 regular season games. I don't equate the two the same way. But I understand it's going to be one of those where when they leave training camp this week, we're probably not going to see him practice still. Trey Smith, that is. And so when we get to, practices back at the facility at Arrowhead, Is he out there, or are we going to have to wait? Is this going to be a situation where week 1 of the season against the Broncos is Trey Smith listed on the injury report as questionable or something like that?
I mean, and again, we'll get practice updates from some of the regular beat reporters as we get closer and closer to it, so we'll get there. But, look, they told us Monster Delane would be back 6 or 7 days. They didn't tell us, but Brett Veach did an XM interview, and he's out there. He's out there in 11 on 11 in full contact, actively right now guarding somebody. I don't know. He earlier forced an incompletion to that. I think he was on Cyrus Allen. Yeah. So the first completion went to Travis. He's actually out there, so hopefully it is. If they're saying minor this time, hopefully it actually is that. As far as the preseason game goes,
let's get into
we
some
actually
of that.
got it, I had 2 main takeaways, and one of ours was the same. So I'll let you start at least with that because I thought the exact same thing in the sense that at least I can see the vision. It makes sense to me.
There was a lot there that stood out. I think most notably, they did this during the draft, so you might have said, okay, well, we knew that was their vision, but we saw it on the field for the first time, which was just simply being a more athletic, quicker, more youthful football team. There was some juice on the field from some of those guys. And I'm not sitting here trying to overreact to our Mason Thomas on the Hail Mary play and how quickly he got off the line, but that defensive line in particular was slow and old last year.
Yeah.
And there was some juice there. And Peter Woods, we're going to talk specifically about him. He didn't have any pressures or anything.
Nope.
He was double-teamed and all that. We can talk about him in a little bit.
If you're good.
Now, with him, in a normal setting, you're going to have Tonga and Chris Jones on the field with him, which should help his cause.
Well, if he gets double-teamed, great. That means Chris Jones isn't.
But he wouldn't be, right? That's the thing. But, boy, I just think their vision of being more athletic and quicker and younger, we saw it already in the preseason game.
I think it was fairly obvious that at least they looked younger. Again, it doesn't mean it's all going to work, but you could see the speed. You could see the speed on offense. You could see the speed on defense. You could see that they made an effort for the youth movement and that the early returns on it do appear to bear maybe at least a little bit of fruit. Maybe it's not perfect. I'm not trying to claim that they had 6 points at halftime. Right. But they also did not play that many starters, and we did get to see a lot of those draft picks who should add some, I think, much-needed athleticism to the unit. And so as we got into that game, at least I'm like, okay, you know what? I can see a little – I don't know, we'll talk about some of these guys individually. I can see some juice here with Cyrus Allen. I can see some juice with Emmett Johnson. I can, I see it. I see it with R. Mason, right? He gets around pretty quick. He's a speed rusher. You can see that he is in, the D. Ford mold.
Yeah, they haven't had a speed rusher probably. D. Ford is probably the correct name. Now, that doesn't mean we're capping his ability at D. Ford. It's just
by the way, I'd lock in D. Ford. People forget that I'm going to – if I got D. Ford's career, I'd take it.
Everybody just views it differently because of the offside situation.
I know, but D. Ford was an effective NFL player.
He absolutely was. But I'm just saying that the fan sentiment is because of the offside.
Fan sentiment's to the low.
Because of that. But no.
Because of one mistake in a massive playoff game.
You're right, though. He's probably the last defensive end with that skill set, speed rusher skill set that they've had. That's probably the last name legitimately that you could pinpoint that had that skill set.
No, everyone else was a high motor dude, which means physically strong, and if you give him enough time, we'll get to the quarterback. That's the Felix, that's the George Karloftises. Mm-hmm. But he just looked faster than a lot of players that they've had in a long time. And so, at least on the defensive line, I was thinking D. Ford. I thought that was a fair enough one. The other one stood out to me, and I only point this out. Maybe it's a little bit of the I'm not saying I told you so, but I want to warn you for something I have been echoing this offseason. I've admitted, I do think it's pretty clear that the players sensed something with Eric Bieniemy being back that was needed inside this locker room. That discipline in a practice field, all this stuff, the holding it, all that stuff matters. But the thing I think you and I had pointed out in the middle of last season when the people started calling for this is that will not fix the penalties. They have been a penalty-laden team the entire time Andy Reid has been the coach. It is something to do with, I think, the system. And so Patrick Mahomes just threw a pick in the red zone. His arm got hit right as he was getting ready to throw it, and then Gilman picked it off right there in the red zone. But I had pointed that out. They had 12 penalties, 11 on offense yesterday. They're not going to just, all of a sudden be a 3-penalty, 4-penalty a game team just because Eric Bieniemy's back. I want to point out that the discipline does not relate to penalties. I know it's small and it's a preseason game. I just think I've got to say it now for someone who's eventually mad when they still have a lot of penalties in week 7 against somebody.
Yeah, the accountability part is not specific to that. It is
Yes.
some of the other details, the correct route running, getting lazy at the end of plays, that kind of stuff.
Effort,
energy.
energy.
Securing the football properly. It's that kind of stuff. Not so much that there's not going to be, it sounds weird, some of the mental mistakes but also, I mean, some of this stuff, Cody, as you said, many stars didn't play. I mean, Hunter Norzad's false starting on a 4th and 1 or whatever it was on Saturday. He's not getting on the field this year.
He did get on the field last year?
Well, that's because they had
Was it last year?
Season.
It was pretty bad. He's not likely to come to the field. I totally agree with you. But also, that's a trickle-down effect. You don't want anybody making those mistakes. And, look, I don't think they're going to lead the offensive line in penalties because Jawan Taylor's not here to get called for 17 offsides. But it is, like, that's just a part of who they are. I genuinely think you could consider it a part of their identity. Maybe a negative part of their identity. But I think maybe that's what makes them, they're always, like, right at the fringe is how I view it. And they operate right in the gray, and because of that, you get dings sometimes, you know?
One of the stories throughout camp, and a member of Camp Darling Island, Cyrus Allen, we got our first glimpse of him in a game, even if it was preseason. And look, didn't have the big stat line. If you just box score watch it, you say, why are you excited? 2 catches, 20 yards. But anybody that watched knows that, A, there was a penalty that brought back one of his plays that showed off his speed, and then we saw him go out there and high point the football, go up there and grab and climb the ladder, which is not something we have seen very often from Chiefs receivers. That part was really exciting. Here's some of what he had to say in the locker room after the game.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm 100. I'm good.
How did it feel playing at Arrowhead?
It was good. The grass nice. I like the grass. I like how I feel, and I'm ready for the play.
Do you feel like you were able to show what you could do a little bit out here?
Just a tad bit. Just a tad bit.
What are you hoping to take from this game back to camp? I know you still have a week out there in St. Joe.
Yeah, it's a team game, so we just got to eliminate like the pre-snap penalties and stuff like that. So just trying to fix that and do what I need to do by just learning the playbook and everything I could do to help the team.
Cyrus, you showed in camp that you're pretty good when the ball's in the air, even you have to go get it. So is it nice to show that in a game today on that leaping catch?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I feel like that's something that I make like spectacular catches, and I try to just be reliable target for the quarterback.
Yeah, where does that come from when you're in the air and you know the ball's in the air as well?
Like I'm responsible for it. That's my job to get open and catch the ball, so that's kind of what I live by.
You seem to be a confident guy. Has your confidence just grown with every rep in training camp?
Yeah, I'm learning from some of the best, so I'm definitely confident.
Who was coaching you up the most on the sidelines when you came out?
Oh, yeah, the vets, Rasheed, Ty, and Wordy, they on me each and every day, just learning and picking their brain. Even Kels, too, he told me a little different technique that I could do in the end zone, like just feel the game and stuff, just learning from them. So.
And that's different maybe than what they're able to tell you in camp, just because you're going up against a different team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then having your family here and knowing that the season's just around the corner, have you taken a minute to let all of this soak in and just where you're at and what's ahead?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big family person, so I'm glad that they're here. I'm about to go see them outside and tell them I appreciate them for coming.
So that was Cyrus Allen after the preseason game in the locker room Saturday following the game against the Rams, and he was asked about that catch, right? The kind of the highlight moment of him in preseason. He's like, I've made these spectacular. That's kind of what I've done. That's the part that's far more exciting than some of even the stuff that we've seen at training camp. Quite honestly, one, it was an actual game, but that is just something. Now, it's a high throw by Garrett Nussmeier. Ideally, Patrick Mahomes is hitting him more on target, but the point is he's got the ability, though, to make up for a bad throw, or you would like to think in the red zone where we know they have struggled, can he go up and get the football if it's a throw in the back corner of the end zone where only his guy can get him? Does Mahomes build trust with him? And clearly we've seen it already happen a little bit here at practice, but in a game, does it make you feel better the likelihood of him having an impact in the red zone? I think that was the most promising thing.
He had a lot of touchdowns last year. In his last year in college, and so it feels like an area. I would say, like, the easiest thing about Cyrus Allen is if you were excited about him and you wanted to see him do something in a preseason game, you got that. Even on, like, the penalty, like, because it'll say 2 for 20, and we'll know that one's highlight. He ran a tunnel screen. They got called for a hold, but he showed juice.
Yeah, he's quick.
He moved fast. He got through that thing in a hurry, and it went for 15 yards easy before the holding penalty eventually called it back. So it's like if you've been asking for or wanting some actual juice, you wanted to see, hey, you know what, put it in a game and actually look like part of the thing people are talking about at camp, you got that. You got that in Cyrus Allen. It's in no way going to slow the hype train, I'll say that. And the fact that he was able to do that and make some of those catches, they so desperately need that. The best version of that they had, the last time they threw, in my opinion, contested catches regularly was DeAndre Hopkins, who they brought in mid-season. So I don't think it's like something that they're
was
unwilling.
still pretty limited, yeah.
I know, and I still don't think so. Like in my head, I don't think it's something that they don't want to do. I feel like it's something that they've never had the talent to do. Or like maybe it was Tyreek before it was DeAndre Hopkins. Where Travis or Patrick sometimes would Gold throw up a ball and just say, "All right, man, just go win this one. Go figure out a way to do this." Meanwhile, the last 2 years, all I've watched Patrick Mahomes do is throw deep balls 5 yards past a wide receiver, I assume because he doesn't want to put the ball at risk. He doesn't trust that guy to go up and get it. We have not seen that many contested catches. Every week in the NFL, Gold, you and I will watch some NFL game, and we'll sit there. Sorry, that was a great throw by Garrett Nussmeier. Just a little too late, at least on that end right there on the sideline. But when you and I have watched enough NFL games where every week, Gold, I got to watch them highlight and be like, how come nobody ever makes that catch from Mahomes? You know the one I'm talking about. He's over the middle. He's up above, like above the rim, essentially. How come nobody ever makes that catch for him? And Cyrus sounds 5'11". It's not about height. It's just about whether or not you can do it.
Yeah, that was the most promising thing, of the offense for me. I understand we're going to talk about Emmett Johnson as well, and he showed his burst. He showed his vision. His stat line should have been even better if it wasn't for some of the penalties. And I'm excited about Emmett Johnson. The difference for me is it's way more likely Cyrus Allen gets on the field this year and has an impact than Emmett Johnson. It's just the reality of where the depth chart is at. We know Kenneth Walker is going to get a huge chunk of the carries, and I don't know how many opportunities on the field Emmett Johnson is going to have. Now, you play your way out of the field, right? You give him no choice but to play you at some point if you are Emmett Johnson. But it's going to come down to pass protection for him, and we knew he was going to get run in this first preseason game. Like, we knew that was going to be the likely scenario. So I don't change my view on how much I think Emmett Johnson is going to play just based off of preseason. That's not he did everything you could ask for. It's just I think there's a limitation, especially early on in his rookie year, of how much he's going to be given a chance to do anything. So that's why my excitement for him is not as high as it was for seeing the catch from Cyrus Allen.
You know what it is like it's like delayed excitement because you're probably right, Gold. But last year, had you made me guess this, I would have said that Elijah Mitchell was going to be a bigger part of the offense. And what if DeMercado was just that?
Yeah, but what about Brashard Smith? Everybody thought he was going to be a big part of the offense. The guy barely got on the field.
Yeah, they ended up doing it not with Brashard Smith. They ended up doing it with Kareem Hunt and him. I would say there's less competition this year, other than if Brashard Smith is ahead of him, Emmett Johnson as well. I'm just saying there's like a chance.
I think it's the opposite, man. I think if this was a year or so ago, I think Emmett Johnson would be getting plenty of run.
I think he'd be one of the number one backs on the team.
It's a way deeper running back room this year.
Which we'll talk about as we kind of get into that conversation. But it's like, yeah, I absolutely think that there was that. But that goes back to the preseason thing, all I want to see is some juice, some life, some things to look forward to.
Our training camp coverage here in St. Joe is presented by Yingling Flight. Football season starts here. Reach for Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. Enjoy responsibly. We mentioned it's actually a beautiful day up in St. Joe. Let's check in with Cloudy.
With your training camp forecast, I'm meteorologist Cloudy with a chance. Partly sunny today with highs around 85. Now, I heard that Gold and Drew were making fun of Cody for not working out, okay? Remember, Cody's got that wrist injury, right? Cody, I get it. Father, husband, you're busy. Sometimes you need a little private time. Maybe just don't act like Matthew McConaughey on The Wolf of Wall Street.
You gotta feed the geese to keep the blood flowing. I gotta bump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
I'm Cloudy with a chance for Cody and Gold on 96.5 The Fan.
I love myself.
The hell, Cloudy? Now you're accusing me of.
Oh, wow.
You're saying that's where the wrist issue is?
I mean, it is a little odd for you at your age to just suddenly have a wrist injury out of nowhere, my man.
No, when you get hurt, it's more likely.
No.
When you get old, you just get hurt all the time for no reason. You sneeze and you hurt your back.
But what he's saying is, it's not like you're getting hurt at the gym or anything like that. Where's the injury
I
coming
don't
from?
know. My body's just failing me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say. It's not what Cloudy thinks.
I hope not.
It's not. That's not the scenario here. It's still, by the way, I got to go get another doctor's appointment. I still don't know what it is.
Wait, they haven't determined this? I'm telling you, man, you've wasted so much money going to these doctors. I've been telling you for 4 years what it is, and the doctor essentially kind of said, yeah, it's basically gout, but we don't call it gout.
It has the word gout in it. It's
See?
a pseudo gout. But that's not it. I don't think that's what it is either. I don't know what it is the point. And
But you're not even, you're not even trying to handle it. There's no brace on your wrist.
Well, in
There's
fairness,
no-
it's not like it doesn't hurt at the moment, but it didn't just like whatever they thought it wasn't, like they didn't see a fracture. It wasn't like what they thought it could have been, I guess. The CT scan came back negative for all of the things they thought they maybe saw on the X-ray and all that other stuff.
Drew, what's your take on Cloudy's report today?
It sounds like Father Time caught up to Cody a little bit.
I'm 41. Of course it did.
Huh? Father
Not
Time
a
doesn't
young
caught up to-
man.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
I didn't
just
know.
saying,
You're married as well, so I didn't know if you had any thoughts on the
Oh,
situation.
I'm gonna let Cloudy speak for himself. I'm gonna let I'm gonna let the tape speak for itself here.
Gotcha.
It's messed up, Cloudy. That's a messed up insinuation, Oh, we come on the show and expect, innocence. 10:30 in the morning, I'm being accused of. I mean, that for a wrist injury is insane. Insane. But, you know what? We appreciate that he does his weather report. What do we got? One left? I don't know how this last one's going to go.
On
if it's out
Wednesday.
today,
Yeah, we'll get one
Do
on
we get
Wednesday.
another one on Wednesday?
We'll get one on
this is it.
Wednesday,
so.
and that'll be a wrap on it. That's for sure. All right, thank you, Cloudy. Up next, let's talk about the defensive line and what they looked like in preseason game number 1. Our Mason Thomas, Peter Woods. Plus, we check in on Camp Darling Island. We have to make an elimination today. I think it's a pretty easy one. We'll do that next.
This is Cody and Gold on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
Hi, I'm Michaela, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. You found your dream engagement ring. As a jewelry consultant, I recommend to start shopping for your wedding band 6 months before your big day. Don't worry. At Shane Company, we're here to help you find the perfect bands. Our men's and women's bands are crafted to high-quality standards, and it shows in every detail, with a stylish design and comfortable fit. At Shane Company, we'll take care of your engagement ring and wedding bands for life, because a friend wants you to say, I do, to your rings again and again. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Whether you're commuting to work or heading out for a fast coffee break, getting an auto insurance quote is just a tap away. With AAA, you're always connected, so you can focus on the road ahead. Rest easy knowing AAA's got you covered, no matter where life takes you. AAA, we're always with you. To start your quote, visit AAA.com/insurance. Insurance provided to qualified AAA members by Automobile Club Inter-Insurance Exchange and AAA affiliate insurers. Membership requires a separate payment.
Dane Hughes here. I've seen a lot of stat lines in my playing days, but these numbers, they caught my attention. Flight by Yingling. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and all the crisp, refreshing flavor you want in a light beer. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, so you know it's got some serious history behind it. If you're into stats and taste, you're going to love this beer. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer and the official beer of Dane Hughes. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-210-4471 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-210-4471. That's 800-210-4471. What do you have to lose? Call 800-210-4471. Again, 800-210-4471.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where he can get a battery for under $100. Lonnie, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Lonnie does that for free too. In no time at all, John is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Rob Sight Ford, KC's Ford volume leader and top rated on Google. 135th and State Line. Rob Sight Ford, your 2025 Ford volume leader. Top rated on Google with 4.8 stars and 3,000 plus reviews. The best selection, best prices, and Kansas City's best customer service. Visit Rob Sight Ford at 135th and State Line. Buy right, save big, and drive home a winner. Only at Rob Sight Ford.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Back here in St. Joe, Cody and Gold broadcasting live our training camp coverage presented by Break Time. Whether fueling up or grabbing a snack on the way to training camp, Break Time reminds you not all convenience stores are the same. Download their app and find a location near you. We'll get to Camp Darling Island here in about 8 minutes or so. It's time to make an elimination. We will have to make a couple eliminations this week.
Got to make 3 in the next 2 days so we can get down to the final on Wednesday
I
for
think
us.
today's a very easy elimination. It gets tough starting tomorrow. That's at least my thought on it. We'll get you caught up on Camp Darling Island in just a bit. You guys can always interact on the Jays Southland Tow Service text line 913-586-7965. A reminder, in the 11 o'clock hour today is when practice is expected to end, probably closer to 11:20, 11:30, and we will have Nick Bolton stop by. We'll also hear from Andy Reid as well as Nate Taylor joining us after practice, as he does each and every day. But let's talk more about the defensive line, Cody. And Peter Woods and R. Mason Thomas, Peter Woods in particular, at least up here in St. Joe, has been one of the names that everybody wants to talk about. His teammates keep talking about him. He looks like he's going to be a problem for opponents in 2026.
That's what it looked like to me.
In the preseason game, it was a little tricky to judge because, look, he had no pressures, no stops, was not effective. But I wonder how much of that, and we'll ask Nate, is when he was in the preseason game, because there's no Tonga and no Jones, the Rams just doubled him.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to get doubled when he's on the same field in the regular season with Chris Jones. Probably, I don't know how often he'll be on the same field with Tonga, because my guess is Tonga is going to get the rundowns, and Peter Woods is going to primarily get third downs initially to start the season. Therefore, Tonga will outsnap him in the early portion of the year. So I don't know how much stock I should put into the fact that he was a non-factor on Saturday, because I don't think what he was asked to do is what he's going to be asked to do, Cody, in the regular season.
So it's a little concerning, only because lots of people look good in shorts and a T-shirt, essentially, in a training camp setting, where, sure, you look strong, but, like, there's a technique part. You have to break double teams sometimes, especially if you're going to be a really good interior defensive lineman. That's going to be a regular spot to get doubled. They do that all the time. They jam you up at the guard and center. especially if you're the better of the two interior offensive linemen and they're only rushing 4. Some have doubled every time. You're only rushing 4. And so it often ends up being the inside guy because that's the obvious way to do it. And so the idea that he wasn't very effective and they were not very effective as a group, a little concerning. But I would point out, I guess similar to you, is these aren't the people who are the two best pass rushers. The two best pass rushers are George Karlaftis and Chris Jones. They still are. That didn't change just because Peter Woods has looked good at training camp and R. Mason Thomas looked okay in the game. But Drew, I mean, you said the stat last night. I don't think it's unfair to say that there was something to it. They were dead last in pressure rate out of every single preseason team in the first week. I don't love that.
Oh, it's the biggest concern that I have for the football team. I mean, is getting after the quarterback and this defensive line. It is where they spent the bulk of their resources this offseason when you think about Tonga and a first-round draft pick and a second-round draft pick. So I think both can be true. I can not believe what we saw from Peter Woods is problematic because I don't think he's going to be asked to do what he was asked to do Saturday. But at the same time, I mean, this is the number one question I have about this football team. For some people, it might be wide receiver, it might be the secondary. I think the biggest question mark and concern still is how are they consistently getting after the quarterback? And those are two guys in Woods and R. Mason Thomas. If they're going to be better in that area, those are going to be two of the biggest reasons why.
And I appreciate Drew sending it because it's just I get the concern. I really do. And they're not, I told you, I think the most likely scenario for the defensive line this year is they're average. If you made me guess right now, where do they land? 17th. I don't know. Average. Perfectly average, which would be, by the way, a pretty big step up from last year in which they were the worst, maybe in the entire league, certainly one of the worst in the entire league, and in getting pressure and sacks from the defensive line. And so that part of it does concern me. Peter Woods, I'd like him to be able to beat a double team every once in a while. I would. I think that's unfair. That's what, or take on a double team so that it's easier for other people. And that's not what happened in the game either. Sometimes as a defensive lineman, your job is just make sure 2 people are blocking you so Nick Bolton can go cause problems. Well, Bolton wasn't available. True, Bolton, Tranquil, all these guys barely played. So it's really hard defensively to say, did Peter Woods do a good job getting there because Ty Simpson went off, who we can certainly talk about later, but it is a really hard judgment. It sounds like, Drew, you were really worried about it because you'd put it in the rundown.
I mean, it's just something that we've talked about this whole time. That for them to be dead last, I know that it's the preseason, but one of the things that we've talked about is just the depth that you have at edge rusher. And R. Mason Thomas is part of that depth. Ashton July, these guys are all part of that depth. And for them to be dead last in the pressure rate, I think it doesn't mean that it's any more of a concern necessarily. It's just that, this is something to observe potentially over the rest of the preseason is what do they look like in games 2 and 3 when it comes to putting some pressure on the quarterback, because that's the biggest concern or one of them going into the season.
Yeah, and I wonder what the snaps are going to look like on Saturday in Tampa. How many more snaps do some of the starters play? Remember, Ashton Gelati was not available on Saturday either. The good news today here at practice is he's a full go, and that has not been the case. So let's see. I'm assuming he'll play Saturday if he stays healthy this week. You get him in the rotation because we know ultimately they're going to be judged on the snaps from Karlaftis, Tonga, Jones, Gelati, and then primarily R. Mason Thomas and Peter Woods, whereas we only saw a fraction of that on Saturday.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest things to watch. I know it's not as probably sexy of a thing to keep an eye on as seeing who's running the football or catching a football.
It's the biggest unknown,
but
probably.
It is, and it just for this, the reason why it's my biggest concern is it has a much bigger impact, in my opinion, than even if suddenly
the wide receiver group's great.
Xavier Worthy turns into a 900-yard guy. I think, yes, the offense, we want them back to being a top 5 offense. But if suddenly you tell me this defense can get pressure on the quarterback on a regular basis, well, then any concern I have about the secondary goes away for the most part. You know what I mean? Like it has a chance to fix 2 things at once.
It's difficult because you're right, and you should be more afraid of it because they don't have an all-pro cornerback ready to make up the difference. And this has been a defense led by the secondary the last couple of years. But it's also weird because I think this has to be a team led by the offense. Hasn't been in years. And I think this has to be an offense-first football team. As in, so the wide receiver unit is still, in my head more important because my thing of them winning is, no, score 27-30, not do what you have been doing, which is hold them under 17. And so I think this could be a team that plays a lot more games in the 27-24 range versus the last 2 years where they've been playing a lot in 21-17's ballpark. And so I am worried about it, but I also think that the entire defense, I'm not going to panic. I mean, unless it's costing them games, probably. But for probably the first 6 to 8 weeks, I've told you I'm going to treat it like an Old Spags defense. It's going to need time to grow. It's too young and inexperienced and new together to not think that, unless the defensive line is going to take a huge step forward, because that would, expedite this problem, but it doesn't solve it right away.
Yeah, I just think they have, as much as, again, the questions within the receiver room, I think they have, between Kelsey, Kenneth Walker, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, it's not the perfect wide receiver room, but the names I just listed off, and then maybe the emergence of somebody like Cyrus Allen, we'll see. To me, your quarterback's Patrick Mahomes, I think they have enough playmakers on offense where I'm not as concerned. Defense, Chris Jones is a year older. George Karlaftis, can he get back to being a double-digit? Can he be a double-digit sack guy? The secondary is very young. We just mentioned the defensive line. There's just way more questions there. And you're right, it's fine if this is a team led by the offense. In fact, I'm guessing fans, even though in some of the Super Bowl years they won Super Bowls when it was a defensive-led team, in all honesty, my guess is if we were to poll Chiefs fans listening right now, most Chiefs fans would say, I'd rather this team be top 5 offense than a defense that is elite. I think most fans would say that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they want the defense to be 20th, but
no,
I'm just saying.
It's just we're tired of looking at.
I think people are sick of seeing an offense led by Mahomes with Andy Reid, with Travis Kelsey, with Rashee Rice not be one of the better units in all of football.
I will say Travis, maybe 15 minutes ago in camp, put Alohi Gilman in the absolute blender. I'm pretty sure the highlights are maybe out there on social, but he did that little stutter step move route that Travis has probably been ruining a lot of careers over the years, and he put probably 9 yards of separation somehow between him and Alohi Gilman in one over-the-middle one-on-one route concept. And it's just a reminder, and that's still the thing about the wide receiver unit that we keep waiting to find out if Cyrus Allen's a part of that, or if Rice gets better at it, or if it's ever a part of Worthy's game, which is beating man coverage. The fact that Travis Kelsey has been their best man coverage beater for far too long, and at 37 years old, I don't want him to still be, means somebody else on this team has to be capable of doing that. And Nate Taylor's pointed it out on this show to us before, which is these teams have made a point of saying, you know what, actually beat me that way. We'll just line up 1 versus 1, and you prove it. And if you can't, well, then we're not going to bother with all this zone nonsense. We're not going to move around. We're just going to say, if you can't beat our guys one-on-one, well, then we don't have to really worry about it. And it's been a consistent problem for this offense over the last couple of years.
Text line, someone said, I'll take both. Well, sure.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Yeah, I'll take a top 5 offense and defense. Thank you very much. I'll take another Super Bowl ring. Thank you very much. So we'll get back into this a little bit later on with Nate Taylor and ask him what he made of Peter Woods and R. Mason Thomas. But it is time to visit Camp Darling Island.
9 players arrive in St. Joe for Camp Island. Only one can take home the final prize. Who will be the Chiefs' Camp Darling?
You guys know how this works. We're getting down to the final days of camp. That means multiple eliminations this week to eventually crown 2026 Camp Darling here in St. Joe. Last year, it was Tyquan Thornton. This year, we drafted players on day 1 of camp. We have already eliminated Jeff Caldwell, Xavier Lloyd, Ashton Gelati, under controversy, should never have been on the island. Jeffrey Bassa, Garrett Nussmeier, he had a nice game, but not good enough for Camp Darling Island here in 2026. That left us with Cyrus Allen, of course, Emmett Johnson, R. Mason Thomas, Jaden Candidate, Jalen Royals, and then we added as a bombshell Khalil Benson, as he has been one of the stories of camp getting
Nobody's come back on the island yet.
Reps. I don't think anybody's come back on the island.
No, that ain't happening.
I don't think anybody's come back on the island. Today, one person's eliminated. Tomorrow, we might eliminate 2.
And we can get into the final 3 for Wednesday, our final day of camp.
I think we know what it's shaping up to be. I think we know the 3 names that are going to be left at the end. But today is an obvious elimination. I think we've waited. We gave him a chance during a game. Jalen Royals is off the island.
He is the key example of a dating show, yes, of I can change him. I can change him. I know he's had trouble in the past, but I can fix him. You can't.
You're taking him off before Jaden Candidate? I haven't heard his name since I got back from vacation.
Man, I don't care.
Unless we brought him up.
The problem is that maybe sometimes it's better to be seen and not heard than every time I've heard Jalen Royals' name, it's for the bad.
Travis Kelsey gave him a shout out last week and said he's part of the crew that's been playing. As far as I'm concerned, He's been mentioned more than Jaden Canaday has been. But
look, Canaday's
that's just
probably
me.
gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if we're doing a 3-person vote, I just think Royals has staved off elimination too long.
Yeah.
He's lasted too long. He's not actively hurt right now.
And it's also knowing what's happening around him, where you have guys like Cyrus Allen emerging and Armstrong even emerging in the same competition area of the depth chart. So, all right, Royals has gone today, and then Drew. I mean, if we were to do a second name today, I think Canaday would be the next name eliminated. I think Canaday's had a really good camp. But if we're doing it based off of pub and attention, then he will be probably the guy that's eliminated tomorrow. I think it's shaping up, guys, where on Wednesday we're going to be down to Cyrus Allen, Emmett Johnson, and Khalil Benson. I think that's pretty clearly where this is headed.
Oh, I think that probably is where it's heading. So
barring something
the rules are
crazy
still the rules.
happening today or tomorrow.
Patrick Canaday has some athletic interception that the Chiefs social media account puts on, then somebody else got to go.
Yeah.
The rules are the rules. You can survive elimination for things like that. I check it every single time, and so that part of it certainly is on the table as we continue to monitor practice out here. But I just with Jalen Royals, it is definitely you're not fixing him, honey. It ain't gonna happen. So
I mean, he's in danger of potentially not making the team.
Armstrong had a strong. That's part of the reason I feel like he's eliminated.
And Armstrong was putting a couple dudes just on their ass during the game because of blocking. Which we know, I know that's not going to get as much attention, but that was a big thing for Juju Smith-Schuster last year. If you're one of these receivers, you're further on the depth chart, and you're a bigger body receiver, at least height-wise in this case for Armstrong, you got to be able to block. And Armstrong was impressive in those moments. I understand there was a holding call on the Cyrus Allen screen that you were talking about from Saturday as well, unfortunately. But I think Jalen Royals is in danger, no question. Definitely for Camp Darling Island and maybe even for this roster. So that's an updated look. Tomorrow we'll eliminate a couple. You guys can let us know who you think should be eliminated tomorrow on Camp Darling Island. But we've got Cyrus Allen, Emmett Johnson, Mason Thomas, Jaden Canaday, and Khalil Benson remaining on the island.
Allen's still minus 400 now. He had too good of a game on Saturday.
He might even be minus 500.
I don't know what would have to happen over the next couple of days.
Let's be real. He's probably
he
winning.
is the heavy favorite
yes.
to take home the crown at the moment. So we'll see which way it goes.
Yeah, Emmett Johnson did everything you could ask for him to bump his stock up for Camp Darling. It's just really tough in a year where you got Cyrus Allen making the noise that he has.
Do you think it's it's so weird with Andy in these practices is on these preseason games, do you care when they look yes, the game on Saturday, it wasn't pretty by any means. It wasn't enjoyable to watch, Gold. You didn't sit out there for that first half and you're like, boy, I'm thrilled. What a moment. It took a while for that thing to get going. And so it goes back to what you were saying on the offense before you did Camp Darling Island. I am so ready to feel like watching a Chiefs game on offense is different than watching other football games. What's crazy is we just got so immune to it. The Chiefs on offense are exactly what it's like to watch most teams in the league. That's how it is for almost everyone. But for a while, we got to, you're on the other side of the coin, and you're one of the 5 to 6 teams whose offensive game plan and scoring and consistency and highlight plays just feels different. And it's frustrating that that's gone away for the last couple of years in favor of offenses who have maintained, Cincinnati's offense is still fun to watch. Buffalo's offense is still fun to watch. Now, look, they don't have the success. I'm not saying trade one for the other. I just think that's what you and I were talking about, just being hungry to watch it again. That's all.
Coming up in 15 minutes, guys, we got to talk about Noah Cameron, who delivered another gem, almost a no-hitter yesterday. He is on a historic run right now. Let's revisit the conversation about how we view him moving forward. It was just a week or so ago where we talked about whether or not he's a number 2, number 3, etc. in this rotation, number 4. I'm still very cautious about it, but, man, the results are the results, and so we'll talk about Noah Cameron and his unbelievable pitching performance yesterday for the Royals in just a bit. Thinking of baseball, this is one of the coolest things we've seen in a while. And I know you and I last year were at the debut for Jack Caglione.
Yes,
and now he's on a roll, and he's playing unbelievable baseball. He's been one of the best hitters in baseball.
Yeah, over the last 200 at-bats, he is the best hitter in baseball.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
He's been sensational. But we would have dreamt we would have dreamt of a debut for Cags last year that a member of the St. Louis Cardinals just had in Joshua Baez. I mean, this is unbelievable. You may have seen the story by now, I'm guessing. We'll play the audio of it. In his debut, Joshua Baez homered 3 times, including his first homer on the first pitch he ever saw in the big leagues. Listen to this.
Swing, drive, well hit right. Suzuki back. It is gone. It is gone. It is gone. 3 homers for Baez. Major League history at Wrigley Field.
The call there with Cardinals television, that was the 3rd home run of the day in his MLB debut. That's just an all-timer. Literally, it's never happened before. It's the best debut we've ever seen a rookie have in baseball history. Think about all the players, all the debuts, the game of baseball, and the history that exists in that sport. And
it goes
Joshua
back a long way.
Baez. That's a name that people are going to remember now. Just for I have no clue, Cody, what kind of career he's going to have or anything. He may not do anything, but that's just one of the more ridiculous sports accomplishments, considering it's your debut, that I've seen.
It'll be hard probably for any part of your career to live up to the moment now, because to finally, to get through to the big leagues and then have a 3 home run debut. You say, like, baseball sometimes, that's the one to pay attention to because their history goes so far back. If you do something, and that's what Noah Cameron's doing, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. If you do something that is rare in a franchise history, okay, cool, very impressive, and should stand out. If you do something that's only happened by, guys named Lefty Grove or, just some old names that got like Tanko Houlihan or whatever, you're in rarefied air. That's something no one's ever done. He hit 3 home runs in his major league debut. Well, that's the thing I used to pretend to do when I was a kid. You'd stand out there and it'd be Game 7 of the World Series. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Yeah, 3-2.
Full count.
Yep.
And then I got to slug 1 out. I'm going to make my major league debut and hit 3 home runs, have 5 RBI in a win. Now, look, I am sick because he's a Cardinal, so I hope he's no good.
Yeah.
But at least I'm glad he had his moment.
So
I hope
cool.
it doesn't work out in the long run, but it is
Yeah.
hard to put, it is hard to put a damper on the man. It was an impressive
I mean, just
debut.
imagine if you're in that dugout. Okay, so his first at-bat, first pitch, he hits a home run. You're like, oh, my gosh, this is this guy's debut. That's just amazing. What a cool story. Then you're like, okay, here's the second at-bat. He hits his second homer if you're one of his new teammates. You're like, okay, this is crazy. This guy's 2 at-bats in the big leagues. The third one, you're in the dugout and you're like, okay, he's obviously not hitting one again. You just what is this guy? Who is this guy? Basically, I mean, the reaction has to be absolutely insane in the clubhouse. An ultimate high. I mean, I can't imagine being Baez in that moment when you hit your first one on the first pitch, let alone hitting 2 more later in the game.
I'm
So
not
really
sure I'd be
cool
able to
moment.
sleep for a week.
Oh, play baseball the next day would almost be tough because you're just like expecting. I mean, how do you even?
The world?
Yeah. Now, someone on the text line said, "Will his jersey patch from that card go into a card? From that day go into a card?" Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
will.
debut patch, absolutely.
That will go up.
Going to go for way more now because it's the debut patch for the guy that hit the most home runs or the best debut in baseball history. So that's insane. And, yeah, even Cubs fans, text line pointed out as well, yeah, even Cubs fans were kind of applauding him at the third one. Like, this is insane. You got to appreciate the history at that point.
He's still, 23, he's young to get up. He obviously had he had a pretty good year for Memphis. It's not like he was I don't want to make it
He
seem
hit
like
4 home runs in a game down in AAA or whatever.
He had 34 home runs in the minors. So the guy can hit homers this season. So, I don't want to make it seem like the guy can't hit for power. But to have 3 in your major league debut, I'll tell you right now, everyone in Major League Baseball is going to respect his power the next couple of days. They're not going to just force-feed some fastball down the middle and hope to get one by Baez for a while, or at least I would hope not. You don't have a lot of tape on the guy, but you certainly have more than enough. Look, I'd have loved if that's how Jack Caglianone's debut went, but I'm not going to complain.
Doesn't matter now.
Jack Caglianone's career trajectory right now is heading in an impossibly good direction.
He's now doing what we thought he could do when he got called up.
Yeah.
It took a year. But what Jack Caglianone is doing now is the way he was discussed last April and May, why that's the conversation we and everybody was having. We had guests on the show comparing his power to Pete Alonso and all kinds. The reason why
it's
all that,
like that
now we're seeing him live up to all the hype and all the praise.
And great, because that – and again, this is part of the reason the Royals are convinced that they need to try to win next year, and I don't blame them for that. Bobby Witt Jr. and Jack Caglianone alone should be enough to say we should win with those. Or at least we should try to win with those, right? Whether things go the way they're supposed to or not, that's up to whether or not we make a lot of correct decisions. But there's no way to inform that. He is now on the season up to a 272 average, 324 on base, and an 815 OPS. He's got 22 homers. The RBI still numbers aren't very good, but, I mean, they've been missing the top half of their lineup for who knows how long. The bigger part of the question, I guess we can talk about this more tomorrow. I think maybe talk a little Salvador Perez, because we had Noah Cameron to talk about today, but they are stuck in a spot where there are too many people who need to play first base and DH in some at-bats, and it's starting to, I don't know how they're going to handle that, so we'll see. But going back to the winning ways yesterday, unless you're going to get, or last week, unless you're going to get a trade for a trade, it's not there. But just to keep it simple, Jack Caglianone's been on fire. He's been one of the best qualified hitters in baseball for the better part of 2 months. He clearly looks like this. He's probably going to finish the season with 30 home runs, and next year I'm going to expect 40.
Oh, his over-under next year in Vegas is going to probably be 38.5, 37.5, and we're going to all want to take the over. we're all going to want to take the over.
And if they set it at 31.5, I'm going to be all over
hammering it. Hammering it at that point.
I'm going to be all over it.
Yeah, it's that part's exciting. There's plenty of reasons to be very concerned about the 2027 Royals.
Sure.
But Jack Caglianone, Carter Jensen, maybe Noah Cameron all of a sudden as well. We'll see. I'm still a little more skeptical on Noah Cameron. In fact, coming up on the other side, though, let's talk about what he is doing, because he is pitching as good as anybody in baseball right now. He's on a historic run in his own right. We'll talk a little Royals baseball. We'll continue to update you live from Chiefs training camp and talk about Emmett Johnson coming up right here on 96.5 The Fan.
This is Cody and Gold on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
FanDuel is giving new customers up to $1,000 in bet resets. Bet $5 daily and unlock $200 in bet resets every single day. That's right. New customers can place a $5 bet each day and receive up to $200 in bet resets, up to $1,000 total. So whether we're talking about betting those money lines, maybe you want to look into the player props or your favorite same-game parlay, FanDuel has you covered. You place your daily $5 bet and unlock up to $1,000 in bet resets. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, your home for home runs. FanDuel is an official partner of the MLB and 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Minimum $5 wager required for 5 consecutive days. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bet reset tokens. Refund from token issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $200 per day. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Man, that was the insurance company again.
What'd they say?
They want another statement, more paperwork. They're telling me what my car's worth. Now they want all my medical records.
Dude, why are you dealing with all that?
Call the Car Crash Kings.
One call and they deal with the insurance company for you. The calls, the paperwork, the negotiations. You just focus on getting better.
Hurt in a car wreck? Don't do it yourself. Call the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely from advertisements.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
When your joints hurt every single day and you've been told you need surgery, it can feel like there's only one option left. But please, do your homework. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Bob Fesco. Before you schedule that surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with the pain of bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or just years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver real relief to patients right here in Kansas City. They concentrate tiny healing tools from within your own body, targeting the exact spot that's causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off surgery or in some cases avoiding it altogether. So get your free consultation at QC Kinetics now, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Located at 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, 816-412-6299.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Listen to the Royals and Tigers over on the AM 610 this Saturday with Vern's pregame starting at 5 and first pitch at 6:15 on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
11 o'clock hour here on Cody and Gold. Alex Gold, Cody Tapp, broadcasting live in St. Joe. Drew Nixon producing the show back in our studios in KC. Our coverage presented by Break Time, whether fueling up or grabbing a snack on the way to training camp. Break Time reminds you not all convenience stores are the same. Download their app and find a location near you. At some point in about the next 20 to 30 minutes, our guess is practice should wrap up. Going to be one of the longer ones, full pads today, 48 hours after their preseason game. When practice wraps up, we're going to have Andy Reid at the podium, get an update on where things are at following Saturday's game some more, and the latest on the injury front, what they thought from Mansour Delane, who was in full pads today, no yellow non-contact jersey. And we'll also have Nick Bolton, Chiefs veteran linebacker, stopping by. We've had him on a couple times here from training camp over the years. We'll talk to him about that linebacking room. We'll also have to talk a little KUMU as they square off in Lawrence here in a few weeks. I think it was last year he predicted, I can't remember what the score was. I think it was like something like 42-0 or something. Yeah. He said. So we'll have to have some fun talking a little smack with KU and MU with Nick Bolton. And soon to be Missouri Athletics Hall of Famer Nick Bolton.
That's right. Has that gone through yet?
I don't know if it's official. I think he's part of the class. I don't know if he's been right. I don't know if he's been inducted.
But
he is
officially inducted yet, but he is a part of the
2026 class. Yeah. So Nick Bolton's coming up. Nate Taylor also going to join us after practice. Let's talk Royals though a little bit here as practice is going on in front of us. We alluded to it before the break. Noah Cameron is on some kind of roll, Cody. Noah Cameron.
It's incredible.
In his last 5 starts, 37 2/3 of an inning, 13 hits. 37 2/3 of an inning, 13 hits.
That's 3.11 hits per 9 innings, by the way.
It is one of, if not actually probably the best 5-start stretch in Royals history. Think about pitchers going all the way back. This this stretch of hits over 37 2/3 of an inning is as good as it gets in Royals history. We mentioned yesterday in particular, he was given the opportunity, I'm glad to see, to finish out the game, to get a complete game. He did so. Nearly a no-hitter. I thought Bobby was going to come up with that almost.
Close.
But Noah Cameron has a 1.19 ERA in his last 5 starts, and it's his 3rd outing of 8 or more innings since the All-Star break.
Look, there's no other way to put it besides...
Is everybody going to start calling their own game now? This is crazy.
So, that seems like way too simple to just be like, he calls his own game, and now he's what, Nolan Ryan? He's Paul Skeens? You guys do realize that this is like this is the kind of stretch that we talk about from guys like Tarek Skubal, Paul Skeens, Shohei Ohtani, Jacob Mizorowski. They haven't had 5-start stretches like this year. He has probably the best 5, and I guess technically someone on the text line is going to be a jerk. It is technically 4 out of 5 were starts. They used an opener for one of his. I don't care. It's a 5-start stretch.
There's that one game where he did not start. Yes,
but can we just ignore that for a minute for the sake of the conversation before someone has to be a smart ass on the text line and tell me it's only 4 starts in a row? He started, okay? He pitched the most innings, if it makes you feel better, out of there. But when you look at it, it has me completely at least reconsidering how I should do it. I asked you today, and it is no longer a ludicrous question. You would have thought I was insane if I asked you this 2 months ago, Gold. Is there a chance he's the opening day starter for the Royals? I had said before,
Michael Wacha's healthy, no.
Do they need a number 1 to replace Reagans? The problem with their pitching staff is not just the bullpen, but not just back-end starters. Who's their ace? Is it Cameron? And look, I understand the reservation. You can have some. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would say you have to at least, all of us, I think, have to at least entertain it as an actual possibility if this is the way he's going to pitch.
To me, if he's the opening day starter next year, it's either because Wacha is hurt or the Royals are throwing a bone to the local kid.
What if he finishes the rest of the season going like this, though?
I mean, sure, that's a different conversation.
Not maybe like this, but,
It's a different conversation. I mean, opening day, sometimes the way that the schedule falls or an injury changes things. Let's just say everything is perfect for everybody involved. Then I don't think he would unless the organization was wanting the semi-local kid to get a start on opening day at Kauffman Stadium. Although next year, let's be real, Cody, we're not getting opening day on the scheduled opening day. I think we all think they're going to miss multiple games to start the season. Yes. So that's a tricky question for me to answer right now anyway. Look, he's been sensational. I'm not trying to downplay what he has done and be a hater. I really am not. I think he's been sensational. I still am not ready to sit here and tell you, oh, yeah, this is who he is now. He's going to be a top-end starter. He should be this team's number 2 or 8. No. It's just not something I'm willing to say at this point in time. I will admit he is showing things to suggest that where we were at a month ago thinking, he's just going to be the 5-starter next year or 4-starter. No, he's looking like he could be the number 3. I will still ask you the same question. And maybe you feel better now because he's on this crazy stretch.
He is on a crazy stretch.
If this is a playoff team in 2027, is Noah Cameron actually the number 3 starter?
Would he start a playoff game?
I still think it's problematic if Noah Cameron is your number 3 starter on a playoff, meaning it's not a playoff team is my point, I guess. Is like he would, if you across baseball, I don't think he would be a number 3. Now, the way he's pitching the last 5, he'd be an ace for every team the way he's pitching. You can play that game. I'm talking realistically with what he is. What he has shown, though, is whenever he switched, whether it's calling his own game, whether it's his foot placement is maybe different when he on the throw, I don't know, right? We can have J.J. Picola maybe explain some of it to us tomorrow in Vern on Wednesday. It is a great story for them heading into 2027 because this rotation has to be completely revamped, and they decided to bring back Lugo and Wacha. So what does that mean with the injuries to Reagans and everything? It would be a huge plus for them if this is anywhere near what he is in 2027. I just still am skeptical that a team that wins a division or a playoff team, that Noah Cameron's your number 2 or number 3 starter.
I guess he's given number 3 stuff for a huge chunk of the year, even if I give parts of the season where he's getting his ass kicked. I would still say, and look, I know this is selective, and we're doing this, but I'm not just taking the last 5 starts in which he has been Paul Skeens, but I'm going all the way back to May 1st. April was a rough month for him. I'm not going to pretend like it wasn't. I am erasing some bad starts and giving but this is also, I would say, not a selective sample size. This is a huge chunk of his entire season. I'm putting a lot of
and
even
with the stretch he's had, his ERA is still 4.16.
Yes.
I mean, even with this crazy run he's on.
But from May 1st, he has a 3.80 earned run average, 32 walks, 9 home runs, and 45 earned runs. That's a 3. Like a 3.5, between 3.5 and 4. That's a 3. So, I at least feel good knowing what you're asking, which is, could he be a 3 on a playoff team? Yes. Now, I would say you would need way more out of the 1. Way more out of the 1 in that scenario than we've been getting. And they're not going to just, magically conjure up an ace. So they're going to need, a lot more out of the 2 instead, or 1 and 2. It's not a perfect scenario, and I'm not going to pretend like it is. But it is, at least something now that would make me feel a lot more comfortable than it would at any other point this season, because he has been incredible. And I really do. I'm not even saying I don't understand the skepticism. I have some of it, right? Where it's can this really continue? Could simply he started calling his own pitches, and now he's the most dominant pitcher in baseball for a month and a half? He's going to be the AL pitcher of the month. I don't, just because he started calling his own pitches is crazy.
It is,
but
it's
fun to watch because he damn near had a no-hitter yesterday.
Again, I'm not trying to downplay what he's doing. I'm just talking bigger picture about how I view him in 27 and beyond. I can't downplay the last 5. He has been sensational, and to his credit, he clearly is adjusted to what was a really bad first half of the season, and he has found a way to salvage it. And for that, he deserves an immense amount of credit. And does make you feel better about 2027. I still look at not just this year's entire body of work, but what he has, even go back to last year when he had a great rookie season. Still, what's the limitation? I think if we're being realistic, a 3 is max of what he is, and I still am skeptical on a quality staff if that's what he'll be throughout his career. But he's also only in year 2. So we'll see. Part of this does stem, and you can say prospect stuff doesn't matter once you're in the big leagues. For me, this early on, it still does. I also know what kind of prospect he was. And
if this was Churia, then you'd be like, it's getting ready to turn on.
Absolutely. There is still some of that, which is he pitching above his weight? I think so, but to his credit, that doesn't really matter to him. That's just my opinion, and I can be very much wrong about it.
Well, and sometimes guys outdo that, but I understand, right? A solid number 3 starter is between 3.5 and a 4 earned run average in baseball. Plenty of playoff teams. We looked this up. Plenty of playoff teams got a guy like Noah Cameron doing it. Would I feel nervous if it was Game 3 of
That's
the
How does he handle the
How
does he handle the pressure?
I can't know that until they actually get
and that goes for a lot of the guys on the team. How does Carter Jensen handle the pressure if they're ever fortunate enough to be in that spot? How does Cags handle it? How does Noah Cameron handle it? And whoever else is going to be some of these young pieces, potentially in the bullpen and otherwise moving forward.
It's so funny. You were talking about in the history of baseball, we're talking about the 3 home run game, and Noah Cameron's doing something very rarely done in the history of baseball because he's just essentially letting up 1 or 2 hits every single start. Jeff Passan just tweeted out the San Francisco Giants are calling up a starter.
What's his
name?
But
what I love about it is because baseball used to have great weirdo nicknames, and this guy's got one, and it's been too long, Alex. The San Francisco Giants are calling up left-hander Matt Tugboat Wilkinson.
And
I'm immediately a fan of a guy named Tugboat.
Yeah, so he used to be with the Guardians. The only reason why I know this name, that's why I was asking
was
the name.
Was he a chase card?
So he was not a chase, but he was just a fun one because go look up he's a big dude. He fits the nickname, okay?
Oh, it does?
It's a bigger dude. And so whenever his card got pulled, it was like a joke in the break rooms. It was a joke in the card break rooms.
He's a
big boy.
He's a unit.
Yeah, he's a big boy. So the nickname fits. He was part of a Giants Guardians trade in the offseason. Or wait, that might have been the one early this year. Actually, that was the early season catcher trade that the Giants and Guardians made. Remember that? That was the first trade back in late April, early May. If I'm not mistaken.
Baseball's calling up a 270-pound guy named Tugboat the best. Oh, the best. I'm telling you right now, I'm locked into that kind of stuff all the time. Don't you like weirdo stuff in sports? It's the best. Baseball used to have a lot of guys named all kinds of just insane whatever random thing they do throughout. There are a lot of great baseball nicknames over the years.
So Tugboat is called up for the Giants. All right, we'll get to the trash of the day, guys, here in about 9 minutes or so. Practice still going on there in the special teams portion. Anybody that's been up to camp or hasn't, that means we are winding down practice. They'll do special teams for a bit here. Then you'll hear the horn in the background, and they'll wrap it up. So probably another 10 minutes, maybe, max of practice. And then closer to 11:30, we'll have Nick Bolton stop by. Also going to hear from Andy Reid. And then probably closer to noon Nate Taylor will join us here from ESPN. Someone we haven't talked enough about yet today, Cody, Emmett Johnson. We had him on the show last week.
Yep.
We kept him on Camp Darling Island because I think we did kind of call the shot on this one, which was we can't eliminate him. He's going to get way too much run in the preseason game. And he did. And his stat line should have been even better if it wasn't for a lot of penalties. He showed the vision that we heard them talk about around the draft process, some of the vision we've seen up here in St. Joe. Great vision, got some burst to him as well. He did everything you could have asked for. I still wonder about his role this year, though. So I'm excited because if this was any other year of the last 2 years, Emmett Johnson would, to me, be in line to play a lot. I still don't know how much we're going to see him play. He's obviously probably as the number 3 running back on this team, although some people think Brashard Smith is actually the number 3. I don't know if that really matters at this point in camp.
He got the number 2 reps in the preseason.
He did.
Not that says anything.
Yeah, and DeMercado, I just think they know what they kind of have in DeMercado. They're just everybody has a different role as a back. I mean, I think that's what's tricky about trying to figure out the running back room. I don't know if there's a clear, defined role of number 2, number 3, number 4. I think everybody, like DeMercado's the guy on third downs that you like as a pass protector.
Yeah.
But in terms of out of the backfield catching the football, DeMercado can do that. Emmett Johnson can do that. I would argue Brashard Smith can do that. This is a good problem to have, by the way, finally in a running back room.
Yes. Look, too many is not a problem. I will say very high on the way Emmett Johnson looked because Emmett Johnson might have been the starting running back for the team last year. And Ken Walker is on a 3-year deal, which we know is a 2-year deal because it's the NFL. And new backs have to come up and rise through the ranks all the time. And so you have to remember that you need people like this constantly. The thing I will say is, and I'll ask Nate Taylor, maybe I'm way off base. Drew, you'd said earlier you didn't hear anything from Patrick Candidate. You know who's got no buzz? The old NFL Chiefs training camp? DeMercado. Who the hell's talking about him? I haven't seen any big flashes. Now, look, normally that would come in a preseason game for a running back, admittedly. And if he's a big part of their plan, normally they wouldn't use him a ton in a preseason game. So I got to read between the lines here versus the younger of the two. But genuinely, I do wonder, and maybe it's because it's fresh in mind. I said this earlier. Elijah Mitchell last year, at this time in camp, we would have thought Elijah Mitchell had a role in this team. By the time the season started, he didn't have any role at all, and he never did. He was not a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, and it didn't matter that they had signed him to an off-season veteran running back contract. And my thought is, no offense to DeMercado, but if Emmett Johnson's just better you in running the football today, then he should be running back 3. The problem is that do you trust a rookie to block, or do you trust Brashard Smith to block? And they didn't trust Brashard Smith to block
No
last
to both
season.
of those questions.
And so, that's how I don't know how either of them get the job over DeMercado. That's where I run into issues, I guess, as it were. So, we're still going to have to pay attention to that, I guess, on that end. But, I mean, it's not nothing. He looked really good in that game.
It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch. Also, I'm sure you saw during the broadcast, it was pretty cool. They panned over to his family that was in the stands. That was awesome just to see how excited they were for him.
Because he's from Nebraska, or he went to Nebraska,
Went to Nebraska,
right?
Went to Nebraska, had a lot of family down here, and he was one of the bright spots of preseason. We already talked about Cyrus Allen earlier in the show, but Emmett Johnson, that probably was the best performance of anybody, if you're looking from a playmaker standpoint of the game.
I did see the AP Top 25 is out cold.
No, my favorite not.
Hold on, wait. I want to point out a stat before because it's so bad. Of the AP Top 25 last year, how many teams do you think finished the season unranked?
Oh, this is my whole gripe with the whole thing.
I saw this stat today.
I bet
how many
you
do you think finished unranked out of the AP Top 25
I bet you
last
60
year?
or 70%.
It wasn't that bad, but it was 13.
13 of the teams.
Yeah.
So almost 50%. Yeah. It's like
half of the damn.
Or it was 50%. Yeah. So
half
that's
of the damn teams didn't even finish ranked. So these rankings,
they don't matter.
Cool, I guess.
I would say you guys. This is a long-standing thing.
Oh yeah,
this goes back to
there's one local ranked.
Well before I did the show with you, I've always thought the rankings are silly. I understand to a certain extent why we do it. I would argue though. Now more than ever, in a weird way, Drew, you can speak to this as somebody that does a college football podcast on a regular basis. Yes, it is what some fans will look towards to tell themselves if it's a good matchup or not. Okay, I understand.
Especially early in the season.
I get that, but I think if anything, it hurts. The narratives are set for a lot of people, and it definitely hurts like a conference like the Big 12 and others. People have this perception right away. This team isn't good. This team sucks. They already lost to this team that's not any good. And it can screw, honestly, with teams' perception. And I think maybe even how the committee views them at times. I think the rankings actually do a lot of harm for college football nowadays in 2026.
I mean, it's tough to tell just because the preseason polls are all based on like talent. That's why there's more SEC and Big Ten teams than there are Big 12 teams or in
there are
ACC
only 3 Big
teams.
12 teams, and the highest ranked one is 12th.
Yeah, which I have no problem with Texas Tech only being ranked 12th. I don't have an issue with that because we've seen what have they done in the playoff. They got scraped by Oregon, didn't even score any points, and they had one of the best offenses in college football. So I don't have a problem the way that they do the rankings because the teams are just less talented. Now, Texas Tech's got the opportunity to go improve it, and others have the opportunity to go improve it. Like, people were skeptical of Indiana when they were doing really well, but they ended up proving people that they belonged up there. I think that BYU and Texas Tech and the others should do the same. It's from, like, 16 on, it's a bit of a crapshoot. Like, Michigan, I don't know if they finished the season ranked. Penn State, same thing for them. I think, like, you could go... If you ranked 30 teams or 35 teams, the range from 20 to 35, you could mix and mingle all of those teams, and I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Like, I'm a little bit surprised that Missouri was top 25. I don't think they're a top 25 team, but they've been here before in the preseason, so I get why they would be included in this preseason top 25. But you got to watch the games.
Yeah, I guess my point is, you kind of hit on it a little bit at the back end of it there, is that I think it maybe not so much that I think Texas Tech should be ranked higher or not. That part I don't care. I'm talking about we have this perception. I think it hurts for later on the year with playoff rankings and the committee. Oh, they weren't even ranked in the preseason. So they got the narrative is a team that's ranked preseason top 25. If they hold it against you. If you keep
I haven't heard that narrative before.
But
if
you keep winning, then people respect it. I think if you start the season unranked, it is much tougher to get the committee and the perception of their team and how good they are. People are lazy. Narratives
That's
are
a long-standing narrative. And there's so many people who vote on these AP top 25s who later have to vote on these, and I know the college football playoff committee is a little bit different, but I've also pointed out that it almost exactly mirrors the college football playoff standings, and so there's got to be, and that was the narrative for a long time, maybe before the college football playoff rankings. Hopefully maybe it's reduced in some way, Drew, but I mean, I do think that it is hard because everybody who votes in that already has a preconceived notion of what they think a team should be.
But for the sake of this conversation, you mentioned the local. Drew, where was Missouri at?
25th.
Right at 25. Okay.
Yep.
Look, I mean, of the three locals, it's interesting. I think because of the conference they're in, I would argue that K-State is the only of the locals I could see potentially even getting to the college football playoff this year.
They aren't viewed to be very talented, though. Like, a lot of people have them like 40th. And if you were to look at the odds and all that other stuff, like, I think it's the same way where, they'll have a chance to go out and win the games. But, like, Texas Tech, to me, at 12, if they go undefeated, I don't think they should crack the top 5 because their schedule is the easiest out of any of the Power 5s. I think if... The committee should watch the games and should believe, because I think beyond just what the AP poll does, I think it kind of sets the standard. But if you watch the games and everything like that, and maybe that catches some people out as to who is and who's not watching the games based on their top 25s. But, I mean, if you pay attention to the way that games go and the things that go in behind the scenes, like the strength of schedule and the way that they look and all those other things, then I don't think the narrative should be, well, K-State like Indiana made the college football playoff.
I agree with you.
I know, but Indiana made the college football playoff when they were probably ranked 115th. Like, to me, I don't think it's as big of a deal as what people think it is, because if you win the games and you beat the teams, then you're going to get included in that pool of teams, regardless of whether. I think arguing 8-4 versus 8-4, who's better and belongs in the top 25, is a waste of everybody's time. Because it doesn't matter.
I think your Indiana point is very good. I would just say that it also works on the reverse, though, right? Because we don't like, so that year. Now they didn't. Teams Indiana, won a bunch of games. My point is if you are someone that's ranked preseason, let's say you're 10th. And you lose to that unranked Indiana team in that particular year, but then I think people right away we all freak out, like, oh my gosh, they suck, they lost to Indiana, they're not any good. Oh my, I'm just saying it causes a ton of overreaction based off of rankings that don't matter. I know why we have them. I don't think they should really even mean anything for weeks. And I've always made the point that the AP poll is worthless now that we have a college football playoff. So maybe what I'm arguing is not a factor anymore, because the AP poll has literally zero bearing on the season, but I do think people on the committee are lazy, and they know who was not ranked and who was ranked. And
somebody's already done all the homework for them, essentially. And I agree with that, Gold. And that's
go back to the locals for a second, though. Like, that was interesting. Like, so
K-State's schedule
we're going to have
soft.
John Kurtz is going to start joining us here in a few weeks on a weekly basis to talk Big 12, to talk all of college football. Going to look forward to having him on the show on a regular basis. But I think Kansas State, just from the path, maybe we can talk about the talent separate from a path given the conference they're in. If any of the three locals, and I don't think any of the three are, but if any of the three were to make the CFP this year, I think K-State has the best chance. What's the
Agreed.
case that it's
Agreed.
okay? You do agree? Okay.
Missouri's schedule is so difficult. If people have not tuned into our social media, we got the prediction up, the whole schedule prediction. I got them going 7-5.
Okay.
Missouri.
Yeah,
the schedule is brutal for them.
Who?
Missouri Tigers schedule.
Oh, Missouri schedule. I thought you were
Missouri
talking
has
K-State's is easy.
Missouri has Arkansas, Pine Bluff. Okay, obviously, and Drew did go game by game on his podcast. You can check it out. Missouri, KU. We all know that. We're going to talk to Nick Bolton here in probably 5 or 10 minutes, hopefully, about that.
Right there.
Troy, Missouri. Then Missouri plays Mississippi State, Florida, A&M, and I'm not even mentioning, I guess, home and away, too. The home games are tough. Missouri, Ole Miss, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Missouri, Missouri at Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri, Oklahoma, Missouri. It is a brutal, brutal stretch for the Missouri Tigers. And Kansas State's in the Big 12. I think there's just more variance in an ability to surprise people in that conference versus Missouri suddenly surprising everybody and finding a way to beat Georgia or beat Texas. And there's the horn. That means practice is basically wrapping up behind us here in St. Joe.
That's good.
Well, we'll bring up
Let's
the
get to a
schedule.
break.
We'll bring up the schedule to Nick Bolton as well. We'll see what he makes of the Tigers.
He's going to predict him to go 12-0.
Probably.
Win the SEC and the Natty.
All right,
they do that, then Coach Drinkwitz deserves to be one of the highest paid coaches in college football.
He would be. You don't have to worry about that, Drew.
Yeah,
He would be.
He'd get hired away. I mean, somebody else might.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever.
He would be one of the highest paid coaches ever in Alabama.
I mean, whatever big program fires their coach, he might be the next coach. Anyway, all right. Up next, guys, let's get to the Chiefs Run Half Hour. We're expected to hear from Andy Reid. Also, Nick Bolton's going to stop by as we continue broadcasting live here on 96.5 The Fan from St. Joe.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Cody and Gold, weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
You've heard us talk about Centric for years. Well, because it actually works. Thousands of graduates have taken the skills they've learned over at Centric, and they have launched brand new careers in one of today's fastest growing industries.
We're lucky. Alex and I have had a chance to meet a lot of Centric grads, people who got out of career fields they didn't want to do anymore, delivery driver, or some of these maintenance, or these hours and weekends and nights and craziness sometimes that come with it. You can get into a career, not a job, over at Centric, and as little as 4 months, you could be learning those skills. They get you set up with employers to help hire you. It's a perfect situation.
Your future's not going to change until you do. It's that simple. Connect with our friend Russ Mondry over at Centric. Centric.com, CENTRIQ.com to start building the career and the life you've been working toward.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Red Eddie.
Football season is just around the corner, and just like your favorite team, you've got to fuel up to perform. At Break Time, we've got your training camp essentials, ice-cold drinks, protein-packed snacks, and all your game day favorites. Whether you're hitting the field or cheering from the sidelines, teamwork starts with the right fuel.
Let's go! One team, one goal!
Swing by Break Time, your home team for snacks, drinks, and everything in between. Download our mobile app and find a location near you. We're proud to be Missouri made.
Hey, baseball fans. Think you know who's going to hit a homer today? Well, FanDuel's giving you a free chance to call your shot with Daily Dingers. Joining in on the action is easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at even extra winnings. You've got nothing to lose, but you have a lot to gain. And you can make your free pick every day during the MLB season. It's just another way that FanDuel is your home for the home runs. Ready to play your game today? Join in on all the action at FanDuel.com/local. That's FanDuel.com/local to play Daily Dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Carter.
And I'm Charlie. We'd like to share a quick story about a homeowner named Jack.
Jack had a home he needed to sell fast.
And Jack thought he had it all figured out.
So Jack talked to multiple cash buyers.
Jack chose the highest offer.
But the day before closing, guess what? The buyer backed out,
leaving Jack with the moving truck all packed in the driveway and not sure what to do.
Jack learned the hard way that the highest offer isn't always the right offer.
Jack got suckered.
Make sure you aren't hung out to dry.
Call our dad at Rex Buys KC.
Our dad is local, he knows Kansas City, and he actually closes deals.
No repairs, no fees, no showings, no surprises.
Just a fair cash offer and a smooth process.
Now, don't be like Jack.
Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com.
Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. We're in the Midwest, where tornadoes are real and our water table is high. So we practically tap a well every time we dig a basement. As a plumber, I could tell you that water always wins. This month, we have a sump pump special. $200 off a main pump or $400 off a battery backup system. Protect your basement. If you haven't used us yet, we would love to win you over. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Chiefs training camp coverage sponsored by Border Magic, giving your landscape its winning edge. This football season, give your home a winning edge with Border Magic. Custom concrete landscape edging adds lasting beauty and unbeatable curb appeal. Choose from a variety of styles and colors, all backed by a 10-year warranty. SouthKC.BorderMagic.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Alohi Gilman from the Kansas City Chiefs. And welcome into the Chiefs Red Half Hour every day at 11:30 on Cody and Gold on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Yeah, Louis Gilman had an interception today, actually. Mahomes had his arm hit while he was throwing it, but it was an interception from Alohi Gilman as we continue broadcasting live up here in St. Joe. Our training camp coverage presented by Yingling Flight. Football season starts here. Reach for Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Andy Reid should be speaking to the media here in the next minute. We will carry some of that before Nick Bolton stops by. You'll hear everything Andy had to say, don't worry, but we will carry that as long as we can until Nick Bolton joins us, Chiefs veteran linebacker. And let's go to the podium and hear from Andy.
As far as the injuries go, really today, let's go hurt his knee out here. Not sure how bad it is. We'll just get it checked here. Pole had some dehydration. Singleton tweaked his hamstring a little bit, and then Cochran's knee, but finished practice there. So, and the rest of the people you already know, they're from last week. So, Delane did practice today, did everything, was in all the drills, and looked good. So it's good work for him as he goes through that. As far as the game goes, kind of like what I mentioned after the game, there were some good things. It was great to get the young players in and get them moving around a little bit and see how they do under that pressure of playing in a game. And there's some things we got to clean up. Obviously, the 5 holding calls and the 5 illegal procedure penalties, you can't have those. I mean, it's just that discipline. You've got to be more disciplined than that. And so we go back and we keep stressing that. And anyways, both sides of the ball, we plenty of stuff to learn from. But there were some really good things that we took out of it from some of the young guys there. And they got plenty of play time, which was good. Time's yours.
Now you've had a chance to work a little bit longer with DeMarco and Chad O'Shea. What are your thoughts about them as coaches and what they brought to the team?
I like the detail they're bringing to the group there. They're staying on the guys and to detail their work. They've got some young guys that they're dealing with and new guys at the position. So from another team, so free agents. So there's a lot of teaching going on, and they're doing a good job doing the teaching.
Can you read that process of your right tackle trying to figure out the start?
Yeah, listen, Moore has been doing a great job in there. So for us, and but with that, and Benson doesn't get any reps at it, and we want him to go against the better players and have a chance to continue to grow there. So we just flopped him over and let Moore get some reps at guard, and then Benson get some reps at the tackle spot. But Benson held his own at the guard spot in the game, and but listen, they need to be able to play both as we go through this thing, and it's a good experience for her, but it's not one over the other. Like I said, Moore's he put together a lot of good days here and played good the other night, whenever we played here. Saturday. All the days are running together.
Andy, you feel pretty good about where Trey Smith is at?
Yeah, Trey's doing good. We'll see. I mean, he's getting close. So we'll see where it goes here. I don't know if you'll see him this week, but he's getting close.
What's the process of trying to catch Delane up?
Yeah, so he's, the doctors have done their studies. He had one done the other day, and looks like he's healing up pretty good, enough to where he can get out here and do some things. And then we'll just monitor and see how he does with the extended play. He hasn't taken that many reps as what he did today, so we'll just see how he does.
Where do you want to see Emmett Johnson improve as you go here?
Yeah, he did a nice job. He ran hard. Some of his footwork, he's getting him going in the right direction early. I'm not saying he went the wrong way, just we try to tie the footwork up at the back with the O-line, and you've got to be able to set those guys up, and there's got to be a certain amount of patience, and your angle becomes important on that you take to the line of scrimmage. So he can work on that. But as far as the effort, ability to make people miss. I mean, you got a pretty good idea of his vision. All those things were positives.
Now that you've got a couple weeks to work with Ben at the locker, what's it kind of been like to see him up close and what he can add to this team?
Yeah, he comes to work every day. He works hard. So I like that. He catches the ball well, blocks well, runs well. So, yeah, I like what we see, for sure.
The last two, Pete and then Harold. Go, Pete.
Coach, is there something you can do in practice to help with the penalty thing you talked about?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to put yourself in the right position so you're not doing those things. We're kind of on the offensive line. We're overshooting things a little bit, and we got to make sure we cover up bodies on that in the run game and pass game. You got to let go. There's a time and a place where you got to, got to let go. It's not an effort thing. It's putting yourself in the right position, disciplining it, and then you do the same thing in practice. You work on that. And our responsibility to hold the guys accountable during practice.
That's one, Harold.
Back there, Andy, with the tight end depth, not here for Jared, but just what you see out of these guys. We obviously know what Travis can do, but just seeing Jake, Jared, and all those guys, how have you seen
that? They're all getting better, which leads to great competition there. So, like what we see. Jake and Trey doing a nice job. Jared's doing a good job, so it's happy with that spot. We just got to keep growing. And they've got a few things they correct from this game, which will be good for them. But the energy's right, the willingness to block is right. We just got to keep growing there.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, good.
All right, so that was Andy Reid speaking to the media after practice today. Our camp coverage is presented by Break Time. Whether fueling up or grabbing a snack on the way to training camp, Break Time reminds you not all convenience stores are the same. Download their app and find a location near you. You heard at the beginning of that Andy Reid mentioning a couple of the injuries. Esapole left practice early just due to dehydration. Andrew Armstrong has a strained hamstring. He's been one of the wide receivers that has made some noise here at camp, having a chance to make this team. So hopefully that's something that is minor. And then Jack Cochran left early with a knee injury. That would be maybe the more significant one of the day. It's a linebacking room that has had injuries throughout camp. Bassa at some time, he's been back, but he's been injured. Tranquil's still not practicing due to back spasms. And then he was asked, "Hey, how are you feeling about Trey Smith?" And he said, he's close, Cody.
I would call that by Andy standards evasive, seeing how I don't think you'll see him this week. You know what the most concerning part of that sentence was? He hasn't had a lot of reps. I want to see once he's a full go. He saw a specialist, meaning they don't actually know how this injury is going to respond until he's back out there, is the way I hear it. Maybe I'm thinking too negatively because of some injury history in the past, or maybe it's because they said the word specialist and no, don't worry, it's fine, and try to convince me, I guess, otherwise. That part does still, and I do think should, concern you a little bit. And the fact you're not going to see him this week means no preseason game number 2. Now, Mansour Delane, I was worried about him, and he's back on the practice field. He's a full go today. So
once Trey Smith wasn't out there today, I think it became evident that we're probably not going to see him in St. Joe again. On a practice field.
Obvious.
The question for Trey will be, in the next 2.5 weeks, does he get to a point where we enter week 1 of the season, that week, game week, and there's not even a question he's not on the injury report at all? Or are we going to get to game week? Because if we're in game week in 3.5 plus weeks, and Trey Smith is limited in practice due to a hip, then clearly this hip thing was a much more serious thing. Even if it wasn't serious enough where it resulted in the specialists needing to operate.
No,
or
but
something,
if you don't practice for a month, it's serious.
Yeah, so
and
we'll
it means
see.
it's at risk of coming back at some point this year. And we pointed out with Trey before, he's been a remarkably healthy player up until last season. He didn't miss a single game really until last year, in which he played just 12. That was the side of it that at least we weren't, weren't sure what you might be getting in the long term or in the long haul there. But, I mean, I'm not going to pretend like it's not at least mildly concerning. Why wouldn't it be? If, we don't have the whole history of it, or not sure which direction it's going to go yet, we'll have to just wait and see how long until he gets onto a practice field. I think that'll probably tell us the story. But if he keeps missing time, then we're having a completely, this Gold, then it's serious, and we got to worry about it all season. Apparently.
Yeah, there's some that stand out a bit more than others. And when you heard Andy talking about them, we'll keep an eye on that as we continue broadcasting live from St. Joe. And we're excited here in a second to be joined by Nick Bolton, Chiefs veteran linebacker. Our player interviews presented by the St. Joseph Convention and Visitors Bureau. Plan your trip now at stjomo.com. Nick, good to have you on the show again. We've had you on the last couple years of camp, and a lot to talk to you about. I actually wanted to start just because because some news came out and recently the AP poll for college football, your Missouri Tigers, number 25. What are you thinking about Missouri this year?
Yeah, man, I think we had some good success. Obviously, we got some talent coming back, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Also, our defensive talent, but usually reboot there. But I think our offense is going to be pretty well. I got a new quarterback in there. We got a running back coming back from injury, obviously. So wish him all the best in his recovery. But yeah, Ahmad Hardy makes the dog, man. So I think I'm going to lean on him heavily this year.
How often do you get back to Columbia?
Yeah, man, I got a little brother that goes to school down there. So yeah, I go down there as much as I can. I'll be back there, obviously. I think the Texas A&M game will be October 9th, so I'll be back down in town during our bye week. But yeah, it's been great.
I like college football fans always talk about this. Like, what are your spots? Is there like, all right, I'm going to Columbia for the weekend.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I go where?
Yeah, man, I usually keep it routine. When I first got to Columbia, coming in my official visit, we went to D Rose. So that's kind of my one-stop shop. I kind of go there one time every time I'm down there, take my siblings, take my family out. So yeah, man, that's kind of our stop we go every time we go down.
We're talking to Nick Bolton. You mentioned going back for the A&M game. Is that when they're doing the Hall? Is that Hall of Fame weekend? Or
I'm thinking so. I think it's that weekend. I got to get some more details. I haven't been that in touch since camp started. But yeah, I think it's that weekend.
What's that mean to you, though? For those that don't know, you found out, I think, maybe during a practice, Andy Reid told you that you're going to be part of this 2026 class for Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, Missouri Athletics Hall of Fame. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, man, it's super huge, man. It goes back to Coach Odom giving me a chance from a kid coming from Texas, and he was my last scholarship I had. I got offered 2 weeks for signing day. I thought I was going to have to walk on somewhere. So starting off in Mizzou, man, just been there. It's been the state for me, my family. I opened them open arms. I'm going to be myself, and I've grown every single year from age 18 to 26 now being here. So, yeah, man, it's been truly special, man, just to be a part of the history, part of the Mizzou organization, and obviously some of the guys that I was able to that coached me or played with in Drew Lock and Andy Hill. I'm going in with those guys as well. So I think it's a special honor for sure.
We saw, Bill Self was talking the other day. We're like, well, I don't know if the basketball one's going to continue or not. How badly do you want MU-KU to continue? Do you think that rivalry still needs, the audience that it has?
Yeah, I think we love our rivalries, man. I didn't have opportunity to play in that rivalry when I was there, so I definitely wanted to be a part of it. I know I talked to guys throughout the history. I think our Arkansas is our rivalry week we have now, but the hatred's still there, man. I haven't played for a long time, but you definitely feel it. Me being a guy that didn't know the difference coming from Texas, man. That rivalry's definitely still there.
We've had you on the show before. Look, I went to KU, Nick. I went to KU. Last year I asked you about how that game was going to go in Columbia. Now, it wasn't quite the score you predicted, but your Tigers won.
Yep.
Friday, September 11th, KU-MU in Lawrence. Now, you guys got a Monday Night Football game coming up. Are you gonna have a chance? How does that work with your schedule? Will you be able to go to that game? How do you guys play on the Monday?
Yeah, I probably won't make it to that game, but I'm definitely going to be tuned in. Obviously, we got KU guys throughout our whole medical staff, front office, whatever you want to name it, man. We're pretty deep, so there's always some friendly banter when it comes to that stuff, man. But definitely be tuned in. Rooting for my Tigers, man. I think we have a dub in Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll win out there in Lawrence, no doubt.
Are you one of the wager with the teammate types? Like, I got to throw on a Kansas jersey if my team loses? Kind of group?
Yeah, obviously. We do that a lot of times throughout the year. I think Matt Nagy was the one I did it last year with, and but got to find somebody else, man. We got a couple Tigers in there. Got to find a couple KU guys I can kind of rub it in with, but we're definitely going to find me a couple people I can have some friendly banter with.
So my co-host Cody, we give him a hard time. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 months ago at least. For whatever reason, he was doing a quarterback cadence on
I was
the
talking about
show.
how I hate that they always try to do it when they're like
when they're
just going to take the false start. I hate it.
He's like, why waste our time? Like, you guys aren't going to snap the ball, whatever. Okay, so he did a cadence. We played this cadence for Mansour Delane. He gave his grade. Here, they're going to play it back in the studio. This is Cody's QB cadence.
All right, let's see what we got, Cody.
You can be honest.
I mean, we got some voice flexion in there. You know what I'm saying? Might get a guy to jump offside. So, I give you about a 5.5. I give you 5.5.
Honestly, that's good enough.
Yeah, need a little bit more patience in between the huts, but other than that, not too bad.
Too quick. He's saying you're a little too quick.
Man. Got to be a little more subtle.
I don't know if you want to share, but who do you think in the league has one of the who's a guy has one of the better cadences?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, our guy kind of gets guys with his infliction of his cadence quite a bit, but I think Aaron Rodgers in history was probably one of the toughest guys to go against in hard counting and making it sound the same. So, A-Rod's definitely been a challenge in the past.
I think, online, we look about it, most of the time it's like, he wants to spend time with his family or this. How do you just spend your off seasons? Are there hobbies you get into? How do you spend a lot of your free time?
Yeah, most of my free time, man, I kind of just chill out, man. I relax. I got a house in Arizona, house in Texas, spend some time there. Play video games, like to cook. Cook is another one of my hobbies. So I'm kind of in the house, man, find things to do, kind of rest up, take my mind away from ball, do things that I guess I'm kind of like we don't ever get to do a lot of, I guess. Obviously, this offseason was a little bit longer, so definitely felt good to kind of be around for holidays, birthdays, and stuff like that I haven't had the opportunity to be around. So.
What's your signature dish?
Man, I cook everything, man. I'm not a good baker. My patience with baking and follow recipes isn't always there. So I like to have a little creativity.
Exact with baking.
Yeah, I know.
Measure.
I kind of like my creativity-wise, so I like to cook anything, man. Pasta, lamb chops, prime ribs, short ribs. I mean, all of it. I cook a whole 9. So, yeah, definitely enjoy cooking.
We've had multiple players, your teammates over the years, talking about food or whatever. I think everybody praises George Karlaftis for the food that he gets like shipped in from Greece or whatever.
Yeah.
The linebacking room, are you the best cook?
Oh, by far. I don't think a lot of guys in my room cook. I mean, we're very smart guys, very hands-on guys, but I don't know if we're a lot of finesse, you know what I'm saying, in the kitchen with the knives and stuff. So I might be the best cook in our room for sure.
Or are you giving yourself the credit, huh?
Yeah, always, man. I don't really like to flatter myself a lot, but I cook a little bit.
I read in high school too. You were big on like the reading program and all that stuff. Do you still read a lot?
Obviously, I actually started picking up reading this past off season when I had a little extra time. But yeah, I started reading a little bit more. But yeah, definitely growing up, reading was one of my things in my pastime. Kind of let me. I had a lot of siblings, so you got some quiet space, some quiet time. Not everybody loves reading, so I was kind of unique in that one. So I was able to get my quiet time, my alone time.
Remind me, how many siblings do you have?
I'm one of 8.
One of 8? I'm one of 7.
Okay, yeah, you
so
understand.
Like, how far down in the pecking order are you?
Yeah, I'm like dead in the middle, man. I got an older sister, 2 older brothers, and I got 3 younger siblings, and then I got a couple adopted as well. So we're all around. Got quite a big family, but.
That's why you cook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone has to.
Absolutely, man. You kind of try different stuff out, man. Let everybody taste it, see where you're at, and kind of go from there.
We got Nick Bolton joining us here on 96.5 The Fan. What about some of the young guys on your team, not just in that linebacking room, and Bassa, possibly a big year for him, but in front of you on that defensive line, you got Peter Woods, you got R. Mason Thomas. What have you seen from both of them?
Yeah, man, the young guys are hungry. Different skill sets, obviously, starting up front with the big guys, 9'9", D tackle, man. You can tell he's short, stocky, got some finesse to him, but also got some power. R. Mason, you see his speed off the ball, his bend and lean, definitely going to help us out in the pass rush game. And then Delane, obviously, he's a 6th-round pick for a reason, man. The guy can cover, got good feet, got a good mind, can see the game, can relay information. That's all you need in the corner, especially when you get down the mid part of the season. So I think those guys did a good job of laying the groundwork and the foundation, but you got to keep stacking days.
Has this training camp felt any different than a normal one, just knowing that most of the time you guys are coming off either an AFC Championship game appearance or a Super Bowl appearance, one way or the other, versus the disappointment? Have you guys treated this one different?
Honestly, hasn't really much difference. The structure has been a little bit different in how we approached it, but yeah, I think it's the same mindset, man. No matter if we won, lost, come in as the best team and last team, the goal's still the same. We got small goals to reach our big goal, ultimately, win the Super Bowl. So every day we do, we're just backfilling it with work, trying to give ourselves a best position possible to go out there in week 1 in a divisional game and kind of take it from there.
Before we let you go, we've got some sports cards, some packs from our friends over at the Art of Sports. We've been opening these up with your teammates. Last week we had Nico Remigio on the show.
Okay.
And we had our best luck. So we already had an auto. It was a Jaden Daniels out of, what was it, 25? Yeah, Jaden auto. So we're looking for maybe another auto or number cards. So
we've only pulled 2 Chiefs players all together.
2 Chiefs players?
That's it.
It's going to be a 3 in here. Let me see what we got.
Let's see.
Oh, that's all right. Okay.
Here goes just the wrapper. All right. Base cards.
All right, we got a Bryce Young right here.
Okay.
Caleb Williams right here. We got Kyle Juszczyk. And we got this is Terrion McKillen.
Okay.
Wide out. So,
a little Tet McMillan there or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you open young guys?
You open up some cards before? It sounds like maybe you've ripped some packs before.
I used to my own. My siblings just growing up. I used to do baseball cards a lot. That was kind of my thing growing up. I used to be a big baseball fan. Friend of the Yankees back in the day, Derek Jeter, when they had Robinson Cano and Sabathia and Rivera, all those guys. But yeah, so that was my thing. Hey, I got Ashton. Shout out to Frisco Lone Star.
There you go.
Ashton Genty,
there with the Raiders.
Yep. We got Brian Burns.
Okay.
My guy Mason Taylor.
We got to see if you see anybody who gives you a hard time on the football field.
Nah, man, we ain't got somebody so far. Been a lot of defensive guys, man. I got respect for that guy, though. Went to my high school, so.
Gypsy went to the same high school?
Yeah, I went to Frisco Lone Star, so we went to the same place. So happy to see him. I'm gonna keep that one.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Last pack here. Let's see.
So we get something good for you.
Let's see what we got. We got a Chiefs guy in here or something, man.
It doesn't seem like we're getting there.
Oh, got some red somewhere. Here we go.
Yeah, red. There we go.
Got Mason Siff.
Okay.
Brandon Cooks.
You saw the color, so you at least know part of the rule.
Yep. All right, Trayvon Henderson got
another rookie?
A little rookie.
Okay.
Oh.
What's the color?
Paint so well. No red, man.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
That's all good. Hey, we appreciate you hanging out with us. If you don't mind, for charity, we've got your teammates signing this helmet for the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. So we appreciate that. Nick Bolton joining us here on 96.5 The Fan. All our player interviews presented by the St. Joseph Convention and Visitors Bureau. Plan your trip now at stjomo.com. That's stjomo.com. Thanks, Nick.
Yep, thank you.
Absolutely. Good stuff there from Nick, and we'll have to see what happens. KUMU on September the 11th in Lawrence. I'm a little nervous, though. Yeah, you're good to go if you want. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, though, about that one. I think Cody, KU's like a 6.5-point underdog to the Missouri Tigers, But
Rob was telling me he thinks it should be less than that.
Ooh, I'm a little nervous.
Rob thinks it should be 3.
Ooh, I am a a little nervous.
I was surprised it was that low.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I need 7. I need 7.5. I think I need 7 or 7.5. I'm a little nervous. It's going to be closer than probably people think, but at the same time, I got some questions about the quarterback situation in Lawrence heading into.
There's questions about Mizzou's quarterback
true.
stuff too.
That's true. That's very
true. And the defense, as Nick said,
trust me, I would love nothing more than Kansas to beat Missouri, but I'm a little concerned about week 1 or I guess it's technically week 2 of the season.
Yeah.
I was going to go give Nick Bolton left his towel, which I normally have.
No, it's a garage sale item now. No, it's a garage sale item now.
It is quite wet.
Well, that becomes
I immediately regret it.
That becomes a Cody and Gold garage sale item, Cody.
That's game used.
Yeah, that's a
practice used
from a practice used by Nick Bolton. That's going in the garage.
Unwashed?
Sale.
Do we just baggy it up?
Well, yeah, you don't wash it. No, that goes in the garage sale next year. That's an item. Thank you, Nick. We also got him to sign
the Cody and Gold garage sale.
Got him to sign the helmet, so we've added another signature to our helmet. Remember, the helmet will go in the garage sale for the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum next June or July, whenever we end up scheduling it out for next year. So this helmet, which is going to have about 14 or so signatures on it, going to be up for grabs for bidding. So hopefully we raised a lot of money. Appreciate Nick. Sounds like, he had some experience ripping some packs. I wish we would have got something better for him, but he definitely has had some experience.
He said, I see some color, which is the telltale sign of somebody who's at least watched 1 or 2 pack openings.
Yeah, we got
spread the cards out.
Some rookies. The Genty, I didn't realize they went to the same high school, so that was his
That
guy.
is cool. Yeah. That's different. I didn't realize that. I mean, look, Texas high school football is a little bit different than most, but certainly at least different on that end. But, I didn't realize they went to the same high school either.
Someone did go back to the cadence on the text line. So we played the cadence of Cody's.
He gave me a 5.5. I'll take that all day.
Was that out of 10 or 20? Is what the text line is asking.
Or 100.
Now, he did pause at first and smile. You couldn't see, maybe on the video we'll put out later. He definitely paused. So that's 2. So Mansour Delane heard it, and at first said it's one of the worst towards the bottom. And then he said there's some potential. But then Nick Bolton heard your cadence and said 5.5. He said you got to slow down on the cadence. He said you had some inflection though.
Inflection. He just said I got.
And no
he
surprise.
said you might be able to draw somebody offside.
Yeah, he said you might be able to get somebody offsides.
Good
and
enough for
then
me.
No surprise when we asked him okay, who in the league has the best? He goes, well, other than 15. I'm not surprised by this. I guess I could have guessed it. He said Aaron Rodgers. Everybody knows that's been one of the
same
things.
as his regular cadence. I don't know how his offensive lineman can tell the difference.
He's so good at it. So appreciate Nick Bolton for joining us here. We're going to get a quick break in as we continue our coverage here in St. Joe. When we come back, Nate Taylor from ESPN will join us. We'll get his thoughts on the preseason game from Saturday and what he made of today's practice, a longest practice of training camp, I believe. That's coming up next.
This is Cody and Gold on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Man, I should not have tried to handle this car wreck stuff myself.
Why?
Insurance keeps calling. I gotta find a body shop, rental car, doctor's appointments. Now they're asking for a bunch of other things.
Dude, why are you trying to do this yourself?
Call the Car Crash Kings.
That's literally what they do. You worry about getting better. They deal with the insurance, the paperwork, the calls, all of it.
Hurt in a car wreck? Don't do it yourself. Call the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely from advertisements.
Whether I'm setting up the ultimate tailgate or hosting a watch party, game day is all about the Chiefs and keeping it stress-free. That's why I go to Hy-Vee. They make planning a breeze with everything you need in one convenient stop. We're talking about tailgate trays packed with sliders, wings, charcuterie, sushi, appetizers, and those iconic Chiefs-themed cookies. Plus, a massive wine and spirits department to top off your beverage order. Let Hy-Vee handle the work. Just order online for pickup or delivery. It's a total game changer, only at Hy-Vee.
Back-to-school savings start now at Hy-Vee's 3-day sale. Stock up and save big this Friday through Sunday with hot deals in every department. Meat, produce, bread, cereal, and snacks. Want an easier way to shop? Order on the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. Choose pickup or delivery and we'll do the shopping for you. Save time, save money. Shop your way during the back-to-school sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Listen up, guys. Do you think you know who's going yard today? Well, FanDuel is giving you a free chance to prove your baseball expertise with Daily Dingers. Here's how it works. Make your pick on who's going to hit a home run, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a shot at extra winnings. Now, when your favorite star goes deep and knocks it out of the park, it'll feel that much sweeter. Daily Dingers is free to play, and you can lock in a pick every day of the baseball season, and that's why FanDuel is your home for home runs. Get ready to play your game. Make your first pick at FanDuel.com/local. One more time, that's FanDuel.com/local to play Daily Dingers and make your free pick on who's going yard today. FanDuel, an official partner of Major League Baseball, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issue with non-withdrawable profit boost. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
What's up, guys? It's Drew. Look, confidence is key, and if you want to be as confident as you should be, good enough just isn't good enough at all. And that's exactly why Blue Chew just raised the bar for you. Blue Chew Gold, the revolutionary 4-in-1 upgrade, targets both your brain and your body. It dissolves right under your tongue, starts working in as little as 15 minutes, so there's less waiting, more confidence, and a whole new level of readiness. This is the future of performance. It's faster, smarter, and precision engineered for results. You can get started today at BlueChew.com and see why millions of men trust Blue Chew. Now with that gold standard upgrade, that's changing the game for good. Turbocharge your love life and make it easy to get hard. You know, we got preseason football. You're going to take good enough is all right. You just want to continue to get better. Good enough ain't good enough for you. You got to be ready to go right away. Blue Chew's turning bedroom performance into an Olympic sport, so go for gold. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. We got a good deal for you there. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code KFNZ. That's promo code KFNZ. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety info.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cody and Gold are live from the practice field at Chiefs training camp this summer on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Noon hour here on Cody and Gold. Alex Gold, Cody Tapp live up in St. Joe. Practice in the books today, or maybe the longest practice of camp. Just a couple more of these left here in St. Joe. We'll be back up here tomorrow and Wednesday. Thursday is their last day of practice. That, of course, will be Military Appreciation Day. And then they are back in KC for good, and they, of course, will head to Tampa later on this week for preseason game number 2. Thanks again to Nick Bolton for joining us on the show. If you happen to just get in your car now and miss the conversation with Nick, we'll have that for you again around 1:30 or so. But I want to remind you, our training camp coverage is presented by Yingling Flight. Football season starts here. Reach for Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Video stream still up and running back in the studio. Don't forget you can watch the show that way as well. But let's welcome in our guy Nate Taylor from ESPN. Our conversations with Nate are brought to you by Ready Services, keeping Kansas City comfortable for over 65 years with honest plumbing, drain cleaning, and HVAC service. Visit ReadyServices.com. Let's start, Nate, with here, and we can go back to Saturday and what we saw in the preseason game. But just today, I mean, I think you sent out a tweet. You basically was like, for the love of the game practice today.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, this is the one where you got to really love it to be out here. He does this every year. We were talking about it after, I guess, during the break. You just played a preseason game. For half the roster, that was a monumental day in their career, right? You played the majority of the snaps. Obviously, we didn't see a ton of the starters. And then he brings you back out to St. Joseph, and you are in pads again. It is a more violent practice than you probably had in the preseason game you just played. And it's the full 225, and you're going to feel awful. It's for the love of the game. Like, you really, like, Eric Bieniemy was screaming at people today because
he gave Rashee Rice the business on one.
Get up and run, son.
He didn't, like, after getting, like, touched, he didn't, like, run it out.
He didn't run it out.
Good. They need that.
I'm sorry. We're going to be asking you to break tackles in the middle of the field, sir.
And you came in late.
Practice with some intensity. It's for the love of the game. Yeah, man. There was so much. Like, even Patrick didn't look that great today by his standards because, yeah, this is the practice that you probably hate the most, other than maybe the second or the third straight day in pads when you haven't been in pads for like 6-7 months.
I think that, like, when I look at through this, and Andy does it on purpose, and we've already said this before, that's why it kind of works. That was maybe the most encouraging thing, though, to me about Delane being out there. He was full contact, 11 on 11.
Yep.
He didn't play in the game.
Correct.
But he was full contact, 11 on 11. I saw him go toe-to-toe with Rice, and he was out there with Cyrus Allen and Tyquan Thornton. I saw reps against, and I'm assuming that was on purpose, all different wide receivers on the team containing different skill sets.
Yep.
They're on the ramp-up mode for Mansour.
Yes.
And the fact that he was in one of the more intense practices tells me we're cleared. Whatever doctor needed to get cleared, he's good.
Yep, fully cleared. The shoulder is apparently healed completely, and we should all look forward to seeing him Saturday in Tampa Bay because that'll be the one clear difference from what we saw against the Rams. Now, we are starting to hear that it looks like the Buccaneers will play the majority of their starters, at least for a little bit. And now it's their home preseason game. You do it for your fans. You get Baker Mayfield out there for maybe a series or two.
Sure.
So it's going to be a more dressed-up rehearsal than even what we saw on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
When Sean McVay said, don't even get on the plane.
I will say that was the least I've ever seen Andy throw out for a preseason game.
Well,
in my entire time covering him, I don't know that I've ever seen in a first preseason game.
In a first preseason
I've
game.
seen some third ones or fourth ones that went that way.
Now, part of it is his team is a little banged up, so no Trey Smith. Obviously, you're not going to see Patrick Mahomes. They gave us the one glorified, hey, that's what Kenneth Walker looks like in a Chiefs uniform. Get him out of here. We didn't see Mansour Delane. You saw one snap of Nick Bolton and Chris Jones, and then they got those guys immediately up out of here. Jamari Conner didn't play because of, he banged knees with Tyquan Thornton. So there was enough variation, no Rashee Rice, no Xavier Worthy, to where it's like, what am I looking at here? And the shocker is that they took Khalil Benson and said, come sit over here. You're so valuable, we can't even see you with the threes of the Rams because of the issues that are going on with the hip injury with Trey Smith. So I imagine we'll see more guys against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for the first day, that was a pretty nice practice for Mansour Delane. From not doing anything physically, your first time in 11 on 11. He looked pretty good compared to, his peers, obviously Noah Williams or Melvin Smith or Christian Fulton. He looked good for his first quote-unquote full NFL practice.
Where are we at on some of the other injuries, Nate? I don't know if you're hearing anything more than what Andy had to say. Number one, on Trey Smith and this hip injury, I don't think any of us are expecting to see him up in St. Joe at all anymore in pads or any sort of practice.
Nope.
So that wasn't necessarily surprising, but where are we out? I mean, they keep saying it's not all that serious.
Mm-hmm.
Are you hearing that week 1 is in doubt at all or no?
I haven't heard that, but it doesn't sound like he's going to play Saturday against the Buccaneers. So, if we're trying to read the tea leaves, obviously if my quarterback's coming off the most significant knee injury of his career, and I don't have my right guard out there, he not going to be playing, right? Like, coach, there's no way. There's no way Patrick's playing. So, am I led to believe that when the team comes back next week to the regular training facility, when we're out of training camp, okay, we'll slowly bring back Trey Smith, and then the coaching staff, the medical staff will have to decide, okay, who is our right tackle for the last preseason game, because that'll be interesting too, because I think we'll see Khalil Benson at right tackle this time around, because they already made the switch today with Jalen Moore sliding back to guard. Okay, who's our right tackle? Trey Smith should be back for the Seattle Seahawks preseason finale. If we have our starting 5 offensive line, and I want to see Rashee Rice, and I want to see Xavier Worthy, do we want to play Patrick Mahomes? And if we do, that will probably be the best case scenario. Maybe you get one series, it's a home game, in and out. We got through the quote-unquote dress rehearsal. Or you could say Trey Smith is so valuable, Patrick Mahomes is so valuable, for the first time in the Andy Reid era, bleep it, we don't care about the preseason. Let's just get through this as quickly as possible, and then we'll gear everybody up for opening night against the Denver Broncos. The same question should be asked for Drew Tranquill and for Chamari Connor, because I think fans don't realize how valuable Chamari Connor is.
He led the team in snaps.
Which is why we saw Jaden Hicks out there the entire game.
He played because way too many snaps.
They have no other safeties. Yeah, they have no other. Like Aloy Gilman had to play in the second quarter because they only have 3 safeties, guys. They only have 3 linebackers. And I can say maybe 3.5 if you want to, include some nice work from Jeffrey Bossa on Saturday. Yeah. But even Jack Cochran having a knee injury today makes me a little nervous. So, man, how can we get through this? Because the depth isn't what it used to be. And with your quarterback dealing with what he's dealing with, do we just punt on the preseason? So I want to see Mansour Delane. I want to see all the rookies against the Buccaneers. But I think the big question will be, do we even want to pretend that this is valuable, or does health, trump everything else, and we just need to get ready for the Broncos?
When you mentioned Khalil Benson, so I thought that competition was over.
Right.
Once Trey Smith got hurt and they started trying him at guard.
Uh-huh.
Why was he at tackle today?
Because they have to see him at tackle against an opponent.
To know if they could play him at tackle in the season? Because he's making the roster. It's not that.
Yes, right.
It's not like Sapole, right? It's not like a, are we?
And Andy said, we have to switch him because we want to see it, and it'll even be good for Jalen Moore, who's a veteran, who knows what he's supposed to be doing. I don't ever want to see Jalen Moore at guard, to be quite honest, but you got to play somebody. So, hey, you're a veteran. Do us a solid. I don't know if Villavea is going to be out there.
Yeah, they're about to trade him.
But, hey, if Ruben Bain's out there,
that's good practice.
On Saturday, I want to see what it's like for Khalil Benson. These are 2 rookies, one obviously highly touted, other one undrafted. But they need to see him have right tackle snaps. I thought, and what I would have preferred Saturday against the Rams is, okay, you start with the first group. That's great. Slide your butt out to right tackle. And I don't care if it's with the 3s. I don't care if it's with the 4s, guys who we know.
Just get some reps.
Probably aren't making the roster for the Los Angeles Rams. But this is against somebody that, is also in the league right now and is going through things like you go through. You need to work on your technique. You need as much timing with the quarterback, with your teammates as much as possible. It still bothers me that sometimes in blitz periods, Khalil Benson doesn't quite have all the answers. Same could be said for Emmett Johnson.
Sure.
So, can I see that in a game? Because it doesn't look great out here against a Steve Spagnuolo blitz, which means the Broncos should be blitzing you guys continuously in the first half to test Mahomes and to test the offensive line. I need to see him when the defense is blitzing, and the only way to do that is to play him at right tackle on Saturday, and then you can reevaluate how you want to go about things again for the preseason finale against the Seahawks. But I mean, I need to see it, son. And so help us out, Jalen. Be competent at guard and help this kid get ready for a team that's blitzing, because, like, the Rams didn't do anything. And so he only played, 6 snaps? And that was it.
Which was surprising.
We need to see more, and I know there's a segment of fans who are concerned about that because they did not play Kingsley Suamataia a ton during his rookie season when he was supposed to be the left tackle, and one could argue he needed more reps before Trey Henderson showed up.
We got Nate Taylor from ESPN hanging out with us. All right, what about, you mentioned Emmett Johnson, and during the preseason game, I mean, he showed you everything you want. Had a couple plays called back. The stat line could have been even better.
Yep.
My only thing with it, I'm excited. The vision was on display and all of it. I still don't know how much he's going to play this year, though. The running back room is tricky for me to figure out because I think they all serve a different purpose. We know, obviously, Kenneth Walker, but after that, DeMercado, I think they like him as a pass protector. Brashard Smith looks like he's actually developed a little bit more.
Yep.
Emmett Johnson clearly has some burst and some great vision, but maybe they don't trust him in pass protection. How's this running? Yeah, right. No, yeah.
I would not.
And that's why I don't, as much as fans are excited, and they should be, about Emmett Johnson's performance, I don't know how he gets on the field that much this year.
Through injury.
Okay.
That's it.
I was thinking, or is it a 3-2 situation where everyone has to do their job? Because they tipped their hand last year with Brashard Smith. That was part of the problem. Every time he came on the field, it's like, well, you ain't touching it. He handed it to you.
You're right.
Sure. Like,
here comes a swing or a bubble screen or some inverted, way we can try to get him the ball because he can break a tackle or two, which
still can.
Last year, Isaiah Pacheco couldn't. My issue is, first preseason game, we got our look. Congratulations. He's an NFL player. We at least know that. Now it's, hey, young man, if it's Justin Fields out there, here we go. I don't want to just hand you the ball. I'm actually shaking Todd Bowles' hand in the pregame.
Can you run at him, please?
Please. I need all the blitzes. Like, just give me standard.
I'll give Christian's 5 snaps.
Just give me standard blitzes. Like anything. Like any linebacker through the B gap. Like any safety coming off the edge. Hey, can you do that for us? What do you want from us, right? You want us to run we're working on the screen game. Hey, if you want our guys to run deep so you can test your cornerbacks, we'll do that. But, like, dog, I need you to blitz. I need you to blitz all day.
I need to see if Emmett Johnson can pick it up.
Yes, because it's so clear to me that, like, that's what Eric Bieniemy is really working with him on. Is like, okay, Saturday was fantastic because you could run the ball, you broke tackles, you extended plays. Even when it wasn't blocked up well, you still got good yardage. We know you could do that. So fantastic, son. But, like, now they need to work on throwing him the ball out of the backfield and pass protection over the next 2 preseason games because we know he has the talent to carry the rock and be effective. I don't know what they're going to do with DeMercado. I know it was slightly concerning that he was out there with the 4s, and I was like, why? But, hey, you want to see if Brashard Smith and Emmett Johnson can run the football. We have confirmed that they can do that against the against the Los Angeles Rams 3s, essentially. So, do we just want to save DeMercado just because, like, we know he's on the roster?
Or do they not like him and it's Elijah Mitchell? How the hell am I supposed to know?
He better than Elijah Mitchell. Let's be honest.
Elijah Mitchell's already out for the year again for the Eagles. I saw. I think it's the Eagles.
That running back room, tough look last year, guys.
Yeah.
I would like to see DeMercado with Justin Fields so that I can at least be aware of that Justin Fields will stay alive.
That's fair.
So let him. If I were the coaching staff, I'd let DeMercado start. Give him a series with the first team offensive line, whatever combination that is that we talked about earlier. Okay, decent evaluation of him. Get him out of here. All right, 10's on the field, Todd. Blitz. I need more blitzes, Todd. Or, hey, let's get you out and let's have you do some Texas routes or some option routes. Let's just swing it out. Get some couple swing passes, see if you can break a tackle in space on the outside. But that would be my suggestion.
What did you make of Cyrus Allen? I think the simplest thing is he got juice.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought on the screen that got called back for the hold.
Oh, it was so good.
He got going fast.
It was
good.
good.
I know the Chiefs liked the way that looked because they love that pass play.
They do.
So I know they liked the way that looked. He obviously made the acrobatic catch.
Yep.
I mean, if you wanted to see something out of him, you saw it.
Can I say something bold?
Yeah, sure.
The best 2 catches, 20-yard performance in
I've
NFL
ever
history.
seen. Yep.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
It's preseason history.
I said it in the tent to the other guys, to my fellow colleagues. If 15 ain't out there, I don't need to see him anymore.
Ooh.
Dead serious.
Just keep that secret under lock and key.
Dead serious. I don't need to. He made a one-handed catch today where Justin Fields threw the ball in another area code. He also still caught it.
By the way, caught it in bounds. And I'm not sure.
I don't even see it
caught
anymore.
it, but he caught it in bounds on top of it.
Hey, I need you out there giggling it up with Xavier Worthy and Rasheed Rice next to Patrick Mahomes on Saturday. If Patrick Mahomes ain't playing, I don't need to see another rep. Now, I know they're not going to do that. I know they're going to have him do punt return and kickoff return, and, hey, let's work on these routes against – but, like –
and they'll give him a couple targets.
His route running and his recognition in space, there was a play where he ad-libbed with Garrett Nussmeier where I said, yep, I don't need to see anymore. Now, Garrett Nussmeier didn't throw the ball as well as you would hope, but if he put a little air on that thing, that was going to be a touchdown, kids. He's so sure-handed. We know he's got body control that nobody else on the team possesses.
Yep.
No, I mean,
I would like to see more Nico Remigio,
Armstrong versus
Armstrong and Jalen Royals. I don't need to see 13 unless 15's out there, right? I know that's not going to how it worked, but he looked better than the 2 for 20 in the box score. Yes. And he looked like a legitimate receiver out there. And even when his quarterbacks don't throw the ball with accuracy or the right timing, he still makes really strong catches. And I don't know, guys, but, like, that's the job of the receivers. And I'm still looking out here, and Tyquan Thornton's dropping passes. Like, it's going to happen.
It also was, I think it was in, I think I heard you on the same cut asking questions from the locker room on Saturday that we played, and maybe it was the same sequence. It feels like he also, it's refreshing, has an understanding of, as you said, he knows his job is to work for his quarterback.
Yes.
Like and it sounds so simple, but that's not always what it has been. And he gets it. Like he totally seems to get it.
Like, I was so happy that he played as well as he did Saturday because that's just the vanilla version, guys. Like, I've already seen it, right? So they're not even gonna put anything on tape that, like, they actually want to show against the Denver Broncos or, you know, the Miami Dolphins in week 3. Like, they don't, like, if he looks this good already.
Especially Denver week 1. I think that like, weirdly enough.
Come on, man.
If there's an argument for it and a season argument for it, it's the one where, weirdly, what might end up being the most important game on the schedule is the first one.
Yes.
It might not work out that way. You never know.
You never
But,
know.
like, that one is
Massive.
vital.
Yes, massive.
And it's like, it's the home game against the team who won the division last year. It immediately tests your question marks. It immediately tests your corners and your defensive line and your pass protection.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it tests probably your 3 biggest question marks of need. And so, like, you got to figure out, like, it's immediate. It's a good test to kind of get in there. And if you don't want to reveal to them how you're planning on doing this thing, I wouldn't blame them.
Now, I don't know the stat, but I want to ask the audience this question. Who last year, how many times did the Chiefs wide receivers run an actual out and up? Where we're going to test the cornerback. Hey, you think I'm running a comeback or a nice little out? And nope, I'm going right back up the field. They showed that in the first preseason game with Cyrus Allen. Now, the timing between him and Nussmeier wasn't great because I think Nussmeier thought he was going to go to the outside. He saw how the defender was playing it. He went into the inside on the out and up. But I think the only other receiver who can run that route is Xavier Worthy. And let me tell you, kids, he didn't run that route a lot last year. Like, of your guys, I'm not asking that out of Tyquan Thornton. I'm definitely not asking that out of Rasheed Rice. That's a more Travis Kelce route than it is a Rasheed Rice route. So the fact that they had him in the first game say, hey, let me see how it looks, to your point, Cody, in the screen, and the quick little screen to the bubble. Hey, let's see it, against man coverage. Hey, can you make that contested catch? He did. All right, let's see you work under zone. He was great, even though Nussmeier didn't make the most accurate and precise throw. And now we have you running out and ups in a preseason game in the red zone where the play was specifically designed to you, and yeah, you got open. So I don't need to see him unless 15's on the field because these reps with 6 are meaningless, and he's still making highlight catches.
We were discussing Peter Woods earlier in the show, and I was saying, look, zero pressures, didn't really show anything yet in the preseason game, but also they were asking him to do stuff that I don't think he's going to be asked to do in the regular season. He didn't have Chris Jones on the field with him. He didn't have Tonga, let's say, on the field. So it sounds like you agree where I'm not worried at all about what he didn't do in the preseason game Saturday.
None of that matters. Zilch.
He's not getting double teams with Chris Jones.
It's crazy. And look, I'm fair. I'm going to be fair to you guys, right? It's crazy that we've been so starved for football. We treated almost football like it was real football. None of that was real.
That's because I didn't get to watch February football. Like that.
None of that was real.
I had to give up in December.
He's also dealing with an ankle injury, so I'm cognizant of that, and I appreciate that he was on the field and that, hey, you was out there, you got a taste of what it could look like in the future.
And McVay wants to give his guys practice the same way you said, which is, hey, for those plays that we double team, we're going to practice double teaming someone. It's going to be him.
Yes.
I mean, a little bit of respect.
Yes. And look, like they did a lot of bootlegs. They did a lot of stretch, reads. None of that matters. What matters is you being healthy and you getting a one-on-one on September 14th to make Bo Nix a little nervy, right?
Yep.
Whether you get there or not, great. Now, it's a lot easier to see on tape that R. Mason Thomas is fast off the edge. We already knew that. So thank you, right? On a clear
first speed rusher they've had in a while. Hail Mary play.
Yes, like on a clear passing down, it's a lot easier to see R. Mason Thomas pop off the screen than it is for Peter Woods. I'm not concerned about Peter Woods. I still think he could be their best draftee of this entire draft class, and that includes Mansour Delane.
Maybe your guy Mitchell Schwartz would say the same thing. Genuinely, when it comes to and I'm not, we are not film show. Oh, look at the technique. No, we're not that show.
No.
We're never going to be that show. That ain't us. But I will say defensive tackle is easily, even in the I'm around football enough that you start to understand the game to a point, easily the most difficult to understand. Because the guy could have done his job because he simply just stood in the way of two people.
Exactly.
So that Nick Bolton could go through.
Fly through.
And it's I don't know what that. I can't sit here and watch every rep and tell you whether or not the man did his job. His job sometimes is just getting in the way.
Mm-hmm. Making the running back bounce it to the outside just a little bit more than he wants it to. Or that cutback is not really there, so I have to stay true to my initial read of how the play is flowing a certain
You weren't
direction.
designed to stop him. You were just designed to stand where you were supposed to stand.
And look, his whole game is predicated off of you and Chris Jones. That's so again, it's almost football, guys. It's exciting. I'm not asking for pressures against Stetson Bitten. Nope, not today.
Should we give Chris Jones a nice round of applause for getting Andy Reid down to one snap? I was impressed. He didn't get out of the game, but he got Andy down to one snap. I thought that was impressive out of Chris.
Chris was so annoyed when they pulled him off to the side. Hey, go out there. He's like, okay, fine. I mean, I guess Nick Bolton's out here. I guess I'll strap it up.
Snap.
And they said, hey, come off the field.
They're probably happy he's a clam.
It's got to be one of the most ridiculous.
One snap.
Where he looked, shout out to Channel 41 who broadcasted the preseason game. They got the best shot. They got him coming off the field and being like, "What was that? What? I'm done." Yeah. You're done.
You said you didn't want to play.
You didn't want to play.
We just got to prove to you. Don't be saying that out loud because then we got to play you first.
Exactly. For semantics, you had to be out there.
That's great.
It's so funny to me that that Andy is so old school, and yet he kind of knows. Yeah, fine. I'm sorry. He said what? Come on, Chris. If I came to you, what's the next guy gonna do? All right, play him one snap. It's so funny. The Rams say hike, and Chris just immediately stands up. It's like, what are we doing?
In fairness, I actually agree with Chris on this one.
Of course,
he doesn't need
this.
Another preseason snap for the rest of life. I mean, I can make an argument he doesn't need another training camp snap for the rest of life. If I just said see you September 14th, I'm not so sure he wouldn't be fresher.
Well, I think he would. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're asking me, well, Nate, why is Chris Jones a Hall of Famer? First thing I would say is he is super impactful in games that matter, right? In the postseason, we know he can rise to the occasion. But the second thing I would ever say about Chris Jones is, guys, he wasn't here in 2023. He sat in the suite on opening night against the Lions. He didn't do jack bleep, okay?
It was pretty good when he came back.
He did his own workouts. Then week 2, he showed up, and Trevor Lawrence was terrified because he came out and was like, oh, we lost the first game? Oh, yeah, that's right, because I wasn't out there. That's right. All right. Is anybody else? I mean, we got George. I mean, I guess we got that. Why don't I terrorize the Jacksonville Jaguars starting offensive line with no preseason, no training camp?
Well, he's got to turn it on.
And I will never forget that day being in that locker room and his own teammates marveling at he could do that.
Well, do they have depth this year though, so that the Jacksonville game from last year where he's gassed at the end of the game?
Correct.
Because that's one of the lasting images I have from last season.
Yes.
Is Chris Jones in that final play, and he was exhausted
because they had to play him 85% of the snaps. Yep. I don't know the exact numbers, but we can look it up.
That's why Peter Woods is here.
Exactly. That's why Kyrus Tonga's here, is because you need guys who are more serviceable and are going to get better. Hopefully, Omar Norman-Lott, as I've said before, comes back in October and gives you also some beneficial snaps. They're going to move, I think, and they showed it a little bit in Saturday's game, they're going to move Felix Enrique-Uzama inside occasionally so that Chris can bounce to the outside. So that you have a little mix and match of who's rushing from the interior, who's rushing from the edge. So Chris should not have as much of a burden as he had last year. But, yeah, he don't need to play the preseason because that guy is incredible when he's healthy and when he's got a quality supporting cast, and that's the hope for this season.
Nate Taylor from ESPN. Always appreciate Nate stopping by after practice. Don't forget our conversations with Nate are brought to you by Ready Services, keeping Kansas City comfortable for over 65 years with honest plumbing, drain cleaning, and HVAC service. Visit ReadyServices.com. Up next, as we continue broadcasting live from training camp, we'll get to the random question of the day. We'll also talk a little Royals baseball. Noah Cameron with a near no-no. How do we view him heading into next season? We'll do that next.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Cody and Gold, weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Look, the summer heat can wear anybody out. I know that, speaking being up here at camp. But if you've just been feeling drained with energy even when you're inside, that could be a sign of low T. 1 in 4 men from age 35 to 50 experience low testosterone, low energy levels, sex drive. You know the problems. You understand when you haven't been feeling yourself, and you don't have to just sit around and wait hoping that those problems will fix themselves. At Low T Center, you can book a free testosterone test to get a consultation from licensed providers who specialize in TRT treatment, making sure you're squared away. So schedule it now and stop wondering whether or not you're going to get back to yourself just on your own. Low T Center has been the #1 name in TRT since 2009. So go to fixmylowt.com and schedule your free testosterone test today. That's fixmylowt.com.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid at Rob Seid Ford. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Seid Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Seid Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob Seid Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Seid Ford, 135th and State Line, or robseid.com.
Buy right, Rob Seid.
The Advent Health Championship is Casey's only PGA Tour event. Whether you're a golfer or you just want to be part of the fun, family-friendly event, see the future stars of the PGA Tour at Blue Hills Country Club, August 20th through 23rd. Ticket information at adventhealthchampionship.com.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's all summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Did you know Skechers makes high-performance footwear for almost every sport you play? Here's what our athletes are saying.
Hi, I'm pro basketball player OG Anunoby. I dominate in Skechers basketball. Skechers delivers championship-level performance.
I'm WNBA star Jackie Young. Skechers keeps me quick, comfortable, and ready for anything.
And you can get high-performance Skechers and hands-free slip-ins technology. Just step in and perform.
I'm pro golfer Matt Fitzpatrick. I play in hands-free Skechers golf slip-ins.
Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This report is brought to you by Bet365. Winning is everything.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Missouri.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Back here on Cody and Gold Live up in St. Joe, our training camp coverage is presented by Break Time. Whether fueling up or grabbing a snack on the way to training camp, Break Time reminds you not all convenience stores are the same. Download their app and find a location near you. Alex Gold, Cody Tapp, Drew Nixon producing the show. Thanks again to Nate Taylor for joining us. If you missed any of our conversation with Nick Bolton, you'll hear that again coming up around 1:30 or so. And just to update people that are maybe tuning in for the first time today, on the injury front today, nothing all that concerning. In fact, I would argue that the biggest news is that Monsoor Delane at a real fully padded practice did not have a non-contact jersey on. He was a full go today, although we did see Andrew Armstrong with a strained hamstring. Jack Cochran left early with a knee injury. Esapole left practice early because he was dehydrated. He was seen in a cart heading up very quickly up the hill. Dehydration, I have no idea, but hopefully everything is good there.
Drew, was that the Pat McAfee song again? Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
That's your
beat,
man.
Do you think ESPN wrote it into people's contracts that they had to say nice things about McAfee's
he runs the
album
network.
when it came out?
He runs the network now.
Because there were a lot of ESPN employees ready to say, all praise be our guy Pat McAfee and his new work.
I don't know who. There was somebody that left here. I think it was Bleacher Report. Somebody left a review that said they were disappointed. What expectations did you have?
Disappointed? Yeah. What did you think you were getting?
I told you I did not think it was bad as I thought it would be. I think
exactly.
you were being
That's
a bit of a. I think you were a little bit of a hater on Friday, Cody. But I will agree with you. It feels like every single coworker of his is like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah, there was some glazing going
the
on.
lyrics are so deep. Oh my gosh, Pat, you're amazing.
I'm going to
at what
dance
you do."
to it at my wedding.
I mean,
it's going to be the song I play when my kid's born. They're going too far.
They had Kirk Herbstreit calling to the show on Friday, and we just over the top praise for the look. I'm all about supporting your friends, but man, oh man, it was just too obvious. So anyway,
it's the opposite on this show. All I do is get buried at this station. I got no love from anybody here. You guys are out here against
I
me.
think his songs were better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought they were better.
That's fine. We can talk more Pat McAfee some other time.
We don't need to. We don't need to. I'm good. Pat is very, very talented, but
and quite successful.
The glazing was strong on Friday.
Yes, it was. It was. Let's talk a little Royals baseball. I understand right now they're in dead last in the American League Central. Things are still bad, and there are problems with this team. Now, I would point out, and this is easily the most frustrating part about it, Noah Cameron's on an all-time heater. Jack Caglione is playing well. Bobby Wood Jr. is still a star. And so and Carter Jensen's having a very good first full season in the bigs. Rookie season, I guess, technically, according to Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
But the run Noah Cameron is on has me at least having to consider any potential possibilities. He had a near no-hitter. He now has 5 straight starts in which he has been nearly unhittable. He is allowing 3.11 hits per 9 innings over his last 5 starts. And I want you to think about how few that is. Not runs, not walks and hits. Hits. He's giving up 3 hits per game and is essentially flirting with going a complete game every single time he's out there. It's lined up perfectly when we started calling his own pitches, and it is almost impossible for me to think that it is that and that alone that could strike so much confidence in a pitcher. And if that was the fix, damn, I wish you had done it sooner. Because then then I could have gotten a season's worth and I could have known what Noah Cameron really is. But I got 2 seasons of a sample size. Isn't he at least a 3? I got a full rookie season in most of this one. Isn't he a 3? How do we not feel that way about it? He's been good in both seasons.
So, look, the run he's on is sensational.
Insane.
It's a crazy, crazy run that he's on. He deserves a ton of credit. Yeah, whether it's just calling his own games, any other tweak, it has obviously worked for him. I think the question is not just whether or not he's a 3 next year for a Royals team that, from at least the fan sentiment, is they're not expecting much. Is he a number 3 on a team that can win the division? That's the question. I think that's more important. And, well, yeah, if he pitches like this, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. But let's be realistic. He's obviously not going to continue this run. So let's be honest about the assessment moving forward.
Sure.
He's got still a little over 4 ERA this season, and that's including this historical run. Last year he came out of nowhere and was awesome for this team. He's got plenty of years of control. It should make you feel better about the 2027 rotation. But I still think, if you're asking me what's his peak, I still think a 3 is best case. Like, everything's perfect, best case.
That's what
scenario
guess
for him. To me, there's not another level to that. You asked me off air if he should be the opening day starter next year. Let's ignore the fact that baseball may not start on time. I think if he's the opening day starter, whatever opening day is next year, that means something happened to Michael Wacha. Or they're really just into throwing a bone to the kid that's essentially a hometown kid out of St. Joe and want him to start an opening day at Kauffman Stadium. He's not an opening day starter for a playoff team. I'm sorry.
Not typically, no. But they're in a weird spot where their best way to build a starting rotation is going to be closer to the way the White Sox do it than some of the upper-end teams. The White Sox don't have a 1, right? They don't have just some superstar mowing everybody down, destroying the league. They've got Sean Burke, who's been very good. He's got a 3.15 ERA. He's pitching like an ace, but going into the season with that. Their number 3 starter is Anthony Kay. He's got a 401 earned run average, a 1.7 WAR, almost identical to that of Noah Cameron in 121 innings, almost identical to Noah Cameron. So, it can be done. Now, obviously, their team's performed significantly better.
And they're pitching with pressure. Right now, the Royals have 0 pressure on them. Nobody's paying attention.
I would say it is probably a very low probability still, probably because of stuff or what they were saying about him. Some of it is, admittedly, what the team thought about him, what generally your stuff would say, like how much stuff you have as a pitcher would go. But I am no longer ruling out that they just found a hidden gem and he's like a 2. Like a really good 2. because at this point,
boy, do they need that desperately.
I would again low probability. I'm not here to tell you that it might be the same level I give you to have Cyrus Allen be the team's best wide receiver by the end of the season, right? Or whatever, the stuff that we talked about earlier last week.
Yeah.
But he has had now in 2 different seasons, 2 different dominating stretches of baseball.
So how do we get him to be consistent? That should be the number one question for the Royals moving forward. Not that anybody's expecting him to pitch at this level, but how do you get him to be consistent where he
doesn't have the stretch like he did in April?
Exactly.
That's really what it comes down. Because I looked it up. He's got a 3.8 earner run average since May 1st. So if you average it out over the course of the season, he has been pretty good, right? I mean, he's been as good as most number 3s are in Major League Baseball. But then I toss in April and I jump him another half a run, which means he started slow. And then in May, he was still a little bit slow. And then right before this 5-game stretch in which he has been unhittably good and has dropped his ERA significantly, he had some rocky outings in that stretch too. So I don't want to – he was coming off like a 7 earned run, I feel like, start before that. And not even to say that the best pitchers – like, Paul Skeens got out to a slow start, I guess, hypothetically. He had like 2 bad starts to begin the year. Every pitcher, just like every hitter, will go through a stretch. His are just a little too pronounced.
Yeah, like someone just texted in and said if Brad Keller can be an opening day starter, so can Noah Cameron.
But that's not a good thing. That was not a bad team.
That's my point. That text right there is exactly my point. Not whether or not, of course, literally anybody can be an opening day starter. I'm talking about on a team that can win the division, make the playoffs, is he capable of being more than what he has been, basically? And is he capable of being a top of the end rotation guy? There's a big difference. Yeah. By the way, that's not something we should be. Brad Keller being the opening day starter for the Royals once is not a good sign. That was not a good thing. I mean, he was here from 2018 to 2023. They did not make the playoffs in any of those years.
No, that's not the right guy to have in the starting. And he started multiple openings.
And I like Brad Keller, great guy, and he had some success there in Chicago briefly as well with the Cubs last year.
He's hurt this year.
Yeah, he's hurt this year. Last year though.
This is the point to your inconsistency part. Listen to, I'm just going to give you some stretch of, starting May 1st, where I said he's got a 3.8 earned run average. He went 3 earned runs, and I'll forget the innings for just a minute because, one of them was a little shorter, but it was fine. 3 earned runs, 0, 2. You're like, ooh. And then he gave up 1 earned run, 0 earned run. You're like, that's a nice little stretch, Noah. This isn't the only stretch he's had. You're like, that's a stretch. That's a respectable stretch of baseball. He went 6 games. He only had a 2.38 earned run average. Hell yeah. Then, all the way in the stretch, this isn't just about calling his own plays or his own pitches. This is the point. Then, Gold, he had the stretch up until he had a 7-start stretch up until this most recent one, where he had a 7.97 earned run average over that stretch. And now he's got a 1. It's like, hey, man, can't be hot or cold.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to be a 2, if you're going to be a 3, I'd rather you just go 6 innings and allow 3 earned runs than – and I guess that's a question. Like, if you had to choose a pitcher who went – all season, 162 games. There are 30 starts, and they went 6 innings and allowed 3 earned runs, or 2 out of 3 starts, they went 7 innings, 0, but 1 they got crushed. What are you choosing?
The guy that's consistent that gives me a chance to win every night.
It's so
yeah. I mean, that's just
I think so.
I mean, that's the answer.
I think so.
Could you imagine this only is a baseball thing where now he's calling his own pitches? Look what it's done. Could you imagine
if calling his own plays?
Yeah. Could you imagine the Chiefs are in a bad stretch and he's like, you know what? I'm calling all the damn plays now. It would be again. It doesn't happen that way. It's not. It's a bad comparison, but it's just funny to think about. It's only in baseball. Not, I'm not saying a player's never called. We've had the story. We remember the Matt Castle, Todd Haley thing, where Todd Haley, Matt Castle basically ran a play that essentially Todd Haley didn't want him to run or something, whatever that story was, and it worked. So I guess it's happened for an individual play. I'm just saying, literally, if it was you know what? Nope, the rest of the year, Mahomes is calling his own plays.
Pat's disappointed in the first month of the season. He'll be scripting the first 10 plays for the next month. No, it just doesn't, like in football, you can't have your hands in it that way. And in baseball, it's funny because it's all on you. There isn't some attack this, it's on you. You have to physically perform the action every single time. And so, it just works, I don't know, different. There aren't plays. It's just you versus this one person. Then the defense and everybody else behind it, which is certainly different, but, that's the weird part of it. I want to just be blindly excited about some of the things that are happening with the Royals, but I'm not going to be lured into a trap into next season. Next season is simply show me. Prove to me you're good. Until then, I will assume you will be not good or average. Not a playoff team, not any of these other things. Like, no, Cameron has to do it in April. Vinny has to do it in April. Jack has to do it in April. Now, I will say, like, and that's one of those things with, like, the Royals over the weekend. Watching this recent streak of Jack Caglione, and the text line has said this too, so I'll just get it out of the way now. I understand that they could technically make the argument that the way that they started things slow with Jack Caglione is what allowed him to develop. My argument would be maybe your best player on offense should have been hitting against everybody from, like, the beginning.
Right.
And that he would have come around anyway or just hit better for you right away. He was losing starts to Starling Marte against a left-handed pitcher in April. And I got to say, I don't think, knowing what we know now, that not starting him in that game somehow unlocked it for Cags. Do you? That was a stupid mistake.
Of course.
Stupid then, and it looks worse now.
And people blame Q for that one. I'll remind you, the lineup and everything is constructed with consultation, and that's even a very conservative word to use for that. I would argue that it's more than
they borderline said it.
The front office. So as much as Q has gotten heat for the whole Jack Caglione didn't play early in the season, now that's the front offies.
Yeah. That's the analytics
That's
department.
the front office also contributing to that decision. A little bit more than that, but yeah, Drew, a little bit more advanced than that. But there's plenty of numbers involved that clearly you have to also use some common sense on.
It's just, yeah. I hope it's not just ChatGPT. Although, I would say, like, you were gone when that story came out, and the first thing I said to Drew was like, "Oh God, it is a little bit like Alex and I were talking about." He's
Aaron
like,
Judge had talked about it. Aaron
you
Judge
said,
and Adam
like,
Ottavino.
Gold, you're like, I don't think someone's just out here saying, like, should I throw this guy a fastball? And then it turns out some teams might have been doing that. I don't think the smart teams, and certainly not all of them, but, like, good God. Some of the, like, stuff that was taking place during that run, horrifying for any number of reasons. But, yeah, they screwed up. They know this. They screwed up. They screwed up that early part of it. Or at least I hope that they did. And had he played right away, I don't think it would have saved their season, though. So am I losing my mind over it right now? No, it's just one of those ones that had been given the opportunity, I think would have been a little bit different. That's all. Let's get to it, Drew.
Random question.
For you, Gold. For you, Drew. Text line 913-586-7965. Of course, over on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. You can like and subscribe over on those. Pop to the top of your feed, and then we'll get on. And then we'll get to you over there. Try to interact even when we're on remote. We'll be back in studio all the time, starting on Thursday, as our last day at camp here will be on Wednesday. Random question I have to you today is related to the very sad passing of Hayden Panettiere. You sent it to us late last night.
Awful.
I didn't see it until I saw it not long after you had sent it.
Yeah.
Over there, obviously well known for roles in Remember the Titans, Heroes, which had a cult following, and
Nashville.
Nashville. She even had like a recurring role that I remember the first in, which was Malcolm in the Middle, when she was like the tutor and love interest for Malcolm for a stretch. So obviously very well known, has been in a lot of things over the course of time. I would say that. What I want to ask you about is, so Remember the Titans is regularly on this list, so I want to know, very simple, in honor of Hayden Panettiere, what do you think is the best football movie of all time? Baseball is commonly debated, football not so much. What is, for you, the best football movie of all time? Is it Remember the Titans, Gold, or is it something else?
It's my favorite. I know you wanted
Okay,
a
favorite
different-
is favorite. I'll take favorite and best. How about that? I'll get a two-part answer.
Yeah, I mean, Remember the Titans is one of my favorite movies, period. I think it's just an incredible movie all the way around. As far as best, I mean, if we're just talking about the entire story and everything, I probably would go with maybe Miracle. I would say I was never so Rocky's great, but I that's just so
just football.
Not
Just
sports.
football.
Just football. Oh, well, then,
for you,
yeah.
then it might be Remember
Any
the
Given
Titans.
Sunday.
Just
I don't claim Any Given Sunday is the best football movie though. So
it's completely unrealistic to real football.
Yeah, I love Any Given Sunday, but it's not the best movie. So I mean, those are the two those are my two
I don't care
favorites.
if your answer's The Waterboy.
Those
Whatever
are the
one
two.
you like the best.
Yeah, Waterboy's terrific in its own right as well. But I can't say Waterboy to me is not the best football movie though. So I gave you three names, but I guess the best one I think my favorite and the best kind of fit.
Do you guys ever surprised at the lack of quality in football movies? It's trash.
You don't like Little Giants?
Way less. That doesn't hold up. It is
Little Giants is an all-timer.
It doesn't hold up, is what I said.
What do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't hold up?
It's fine.
Wait, how does it not hold up? Kids playing football? What do you mean it doesn't hold up?
I don't know. It just seems like like overly campy or something. I don't know.
Okay.
In some regards, I'm just saying. I think there's a much deeper pool of baseball movies than there are football movies. I think one of the best ones is School Ties, which is obviously about a lot of other stuff. I happen to think it's the best football movie that relates to like the era and this. It is not the one that if you just said, "Hey, put on a football movie, we're all going to have fun." I will guarantee you, and you guys will be surprised. The football movie I have watched, there are two that I have watched the most in my entire life, are either Varsity Blues or The Replacements with Keanu Reeves. I have watched either of those infinite amount of times because those are like TBS, TNT, like whatever movies. I randomly fall into a Varsity Blues rewatch every few years on accident.
Replacements is again. There's a lot of good ones. Replacements is very, very good. I think I like Any Given Sunday a little bit better than The Replacements.
I think I like The Replacements better, and I know it's not like realistic to football in any way, and it is also campy. And I'm not sure how they got Keanu Reeves to do it, but I like it.
A lot of people saying Rudy, a great movie. It's too damn sad for me to watch over and over and over. You know, like I'm just.
That's why School Ties heavy content.
Some of them are a little heavier than others. I like a little more on the lighter side. So,
what's yours, Drew?
We Are Marshall.
Never seen it.
What?
Nope, never caught it. Is it good?
Really?
Yeah. It's a very good movie.
I know it's about.
It's a very good movie.
A
lot of people saying Friday Night Lights. Now, are you on the movie or the TV show? See, are people saying it because they also like the TV show? Is that getting it credit for the movie as well?
Probably not. Probably not supposed to say this at training camp. Friday Night Lights is one of the most overrated TV shows of all time. I knew that.
Not a fan, huh?
I know that wasn't going to be popular, and I gave it a good run. It was one of those shows that I wanted to quit because I wasn't enjoying it, and I'm like, but everyone enjoys it, so I'm supposed to stick this thing out. And so I watched the whole series. It has so many points of like I would just not like to watch the show anymore. When he's with the new team, when Jesse Plemons randomly commits murder and then they just ignore it for the rest of the series, it doesn't matter. There's multiple moments in which I don't want to watch this show anymore.
So I don't think so. There's people that love that show.
I know.
I've watched
it.
It's by no means in my top like 5 at all of show or movie. I think it's good, but it's nowhere near my top. There's some people that just swear by it. And so I don't fully disagree with your assessment, although I don't think it was bad by any means. Someone else saying Blue Mountain State. Those are a couple good ones there.
Necessary Roughness is one I watched a lot as a kid. It was another like TNT. Did
Seen
you watch
a lot
that
of the
one?
programs,
We're on
too.
the Armadillos and they're North Texas and Scott Baio. Is it Baio? No, it's not him. What is his name? Oh, I can't remember. He comes to play quarterback, and Kathy Ireland's the kicker. It's just very bad. It's just campy and silly. It's just so silly.
Blue Mountain State was like 1 year, wasn't it?
Not a single person saying draft day, by the way. We have 1,000
No, one person
texts,
did. No,
and
somebody,
there's not a soul.
somebody did. That's the funny thing. Let me scroll back down. Somebody did. They said draft day's entertaining, pretty bad story-wise. Yo, the story sucks.
Yeah.
So unrealistic.
The Longest Yard getting mentioned. The Program is another one that I really liked. That's a really good movie, but again, not one you can watch like a ton of. It's like, it's heavy, and it also feels very like of its decade. So like the reaction, some of the stuff doesn't feel, like some movie like Jurassic Park, graphics still look pretty good. Some movies, like the editing doesn't feel as strong as it did once.
Seen a couple of votes for The Blind Side as well. A lot of.
I never saw that one either.
College
You haven't
football
even
movies.
seen it?
You haven't seen The Blind Side before?
Oh, wow.
No,
Okay.
never caught it. Saw Radio, thought it was terrible. See multiple people mentioning that with Cuba Gooding Jr.
A lot of football movies are
Scott
sad.
Bakula, thank you, text line.
Yeah, Radio's another kind of sad one, man. That's
a lot of football ones are. I mean, the We Are Marshall one obviously talks
Well,
about the
yeah,
plane crash with them and the resurgence of that program. Blind Side is a little sad in a way, too.
I've clearly seen a lot of the older ones. Have you guys seen Heaven Can Wait?
I don't know what that is.
Warren Beatty
I have not.
dies, but they prematurely pull him into heaven. So he's like, well, hey, look, this guy was going to die. So all of a sudden he's like he was a quarterback and and then he dies and gets put in this, like the backup quarterback's body or whatever. What? That's basically the plot line.
What?
Until they can
He's
find a new one.
He's the starting quarterback. He dies, and then they bring him back as a backup quarterback?
It's been a long time since I saw it. But it's like they prematurely, they pulled him out too early. He wasn't going to die. And so they're like, oops, our bad. Hey, man,
Is this a comedy? It sounds like it could be
a long time
sounds
since
like it could
I
be a comedy to me. The way you described it. They pulled him out too early, and then they brought him back, and they had to figure out a place for him.
I think there's some comedic balance. A Los Angeles Rams quarterback accidentally taken away from his body by an over-anxious angel before he was meant to die.
Sounds like comedy.
Returns of the body. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Returns of returns to the life of a body of a recently murdered millionaire. Oh, I'm sorry. And then he's like trying to get back to his body or whatever to do it, but it's weird.
A lot of people saying Brian's song.
Maybe ends up in the backup quarterback's body later.
Okay.
That's what it is. But.
Someone says Your Insane Radio is a great movie. Oh, I think it's a great movie. It's just very sad.
I thought it stunk.
Cody didn't like it.
Jerry Maguire not getting a mention either. Good call by Steve. Sorry, Steve. Steve Walls was messaging it. Jerry Maguire's one, but that is an all-timer. It's an Oscar winner, right?
But Jerry Maguire's such a...
And Cuba Gooding Jr. in it is incredible.
Yeah.
That's a great performance. It really is.
Jerry Maguire's one of those
He nailed
that could be...
star wide receiver who's a problem come contract time,
Yeah.
who wants to get paid for all the right reasons. That's fair.
I'm
not
surprised
sure
you
why
haven't seen either We Are Marshall or The Blind Side. I'm surprised.
Nope. I guess maybe I don't like the sappy football movies. I don't know. Never saw Brian's songs either, but that one's also before I was born, so maybe just missed. I've seen Rudy, so I guess I got that one.
And you said you haven't seen Radio?
I have seen Radio.
You just didn't like it?
I just didn't like it.
Okay.
Different. I saw Radio, I just didn't think it was very good.
All right, that is the random question of the day. Our training camp coverage is presented by Yingling Flight. Football season starts here. Reach for Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Up next, let's talk more about Cyrus Allen. Not only did he have an impressive catch in the preseason game, but if you haven't seen the video from today, he had a great catch at practice. Let's talk more about him and hear from him next.
You're listening to Cody and Gold.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Red Eddie on Football season is just around the corner, and just like your favorite team, you've got to fuel up to perform. At Break Time, we've got your training camp essentials, ice-cold drinks, protein-packed snacks, and all your game day favorites. Whether you're hitting the field or cheering from the sidelines, teamwork starts with the right fuel. Let's go! One team, one goal! Swing by Break Time, your home team for snacks, drinks, and everything in between. Download our mobile app and find a location near you. We're proud to be Missouri made.
You've pictured it. The garage door that finally makes your home look the way you want it to. And now get $500 back on a qualifying garage door with the Overhead Door Home Refresh rebate. Qualifying purchase must be made by September 30th. Let Overhead Door Company of Kansas City upgrade your curb appeal and get you up to $500 back. Schedule a free estimate at overheaddoorkc.com. Overheaddoorkc.com. Select models. Rebate paid as a Visa prepaid gift card. Restrictions apply. See website for full terms.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Whether I'm setting up the ultimate tailgate or hosting a watch party, game day is all about the Chiefs and keeping it stress-free. That's why I go to Hy-Vee. They make planning a breeze with everything you need in one convenient stop. We're talking about tailgate trays packed with sliders, wings, charcuterie, sushi, appetizers, and those iconic Chiefs-themed cookies. Plus, a massive wine and spirits department to top off your beverage order. Let Hy-Vee handle the work. Just order online for pickup or delivery. It's a total game changer, only at Hy-Vee.
Back to school savings start now at Hy-Vee's 3-day sale. Stock up and save big this Friday through Sunday with hot deals in every department. Meat, produce, bread, cereal, and snacks. Want an easier way to shop? Order on the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. Choose pickup or delivery and we'll do the shopping for you. Save time, save money. Shop your way during the back to school sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Futures Week starts August 31st with everyone's NFL predictions. This is Kansas City's FM sports station. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
1 o'clock hour here on Cody and Gold. Alex Gold, Cody Tapp with you up in St. Joe. Couple more days of practice for the Chiefs. They were back at it today, maybe the longest practice of camp. Full pads, 48 hours after their first preseason game of the year. We had Nick Bolton stop by. You'll hear our conversation coming up around 1:30 or so. Spinning off of the random question of the day, someone did text in, Cody, during the break and said, you guys forgot Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story. That's true.
That should be your favorite.
That should be my favorite football movie.
Since you were in it.
What a time. What a time that was, filming that in Independence in 98-degree weather, wearing a pea coat, walking down the street back and forth 500 times to be shown 2 times on 2 seconds on television.
Your car got more screen time.
Yeah, the car
you guys
did.
were roasting somebody over the course of. Somebody was wearing a hoodie out there at camp. Was there somebody wearing a hoodie?
Yeah, they were. Well, that was
Like
in
the
break.
90 degree?
That was a member of the. We'll keep it simple. A member of the PR staff was out here in a hoodie, and I thought, "What the hell are you doing?"
Been there, done that though. I wore a hoodie when I was on vacation in the Outer Banks.
Why?
What was the temperature?
Like 85 and sunny outside.
Doesn't make any sense, Drew.
You like to build up a sweat.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind sweating.
Okay.
Well, whether it's look, it could be shirt off, it could be hoodie on. It doesn't matter.
All right. I mean, I try to avoid it when
just
possible.
because of the history of this show, I have to ask one question. We can move on. Based off of JT filling in and saying he wears shoes while having sex, I must ask the question, do you prefer to have a shirt on while having sex?
I don't know if I have a preference. It just
It should be a simple question.
The preference is shirt off.
I would say yeah. I would say shirt off. Yes.
Okay, just checking. Again, we can completely move on, but I was very fitting with this audience, this show.
Typically, it is the latter. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, shirt off. For
Look,
sure.
I mean, no one's saying that circumstances don't arise. Like in JT's case,
that's
nobody
what I'm
says
saying.
circumstances
A
don't
one-off.
arise.
A
We're
one-off.
saying if you got all the time in the world and all things are created equal, in what scenario would you like to find yourself? I think
Shirt off,
typically
yes.
the answer to that would
Yes.
be
I'm just checking. I'm making sure, Drew. I'm just making sure. I didn't know if we had another situation on our hands.
No, I do not. I am not. No.
Okay. All good.
Nothing that we say on the show might ever top, outside of maybe Gumbucket, the Gumbucket deal.
That was a tough one.
JT's situation. I don't think that, and nothing will ever top that.
That one was tough based on the fact that the second time in the show when I tried to say it correctly and
I
Alex yelled at me saying, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?" All right.
Yes. I was trying to fix my mistake.
Let's get back to the Chiefs, though. Cyrus Allen has been the story of camp. Maybe going to win Camp Darling Island. If you missed it, we'll give you an update on where things are at. We eliminated an individual today. So he's been the story of camp. We wanted to see him in a preseason game. And if you just box score watch, you say 2 catches, 20 yards, you're like, hey, what's the big deal here? But if you watch the game, whether it was the catch where he went up and climbed the ladder or just watched him on some of the routes that he ran and some opportunities maybe the Chiefs actually had to give him the ball more, he continues to fuel the hype train. He's done nothing to stop it. In fact, today at practice, you might have seen the video, the Chiefs even put it out themselves, of Cyrus Allen, Cody, making a catch on a throw from Justin Fields at the sideline, one-handed, ball's bobbled a little bit, gets control, and sticks 2 feet down before he goes out of bounds. That would be a catch, by the way, in an NFL game. Drags the back foot as well. It was what he's been doing throughout all of camp. So the hype train continues. Did what he did on Saturday, though, make you feel a little bit different about the chances of him having an earlier impact? Because you and I have gone back and forth. I told you I'm not trying to downplay what he's done. I just also don't think we need to act like he's going to be number 1 wide receiver by week 10.
I think it's
so there's a balance for me in between. But what he did on Saturday and going up and getting the football, we just haven't seen that from a wide receiver in a very long time in a Chiefs uniform. And I also think it continues to fuel what we've asked, which is, are we excited about Cyrus Allen because Cyrus Allen, or are we excited because it's been so bad of finding somebody like that on top of what he's done?
I think that it's very clear, and this is why you should be maybe not higher on him, Alex, but assuming he has a McCole Hardman, Tyreek Hill, like of that ilk, in the sense that McCole Hardman was a second-round rookie. He wasn't some superstar, but they obviously knew what they had, liked what they had, and had a role. So, I am on the camp of I would be, I'm still at the number I was before. I think anything under 400 yards would be a bit disappointing to me. And what I actually think, if you made me predict, is he's going to finish in that 450 to 500 range, which is a clear, defined role and an established presence in the offense. You notice him. And by week 9, we'll be getting calls on the station asking for, shouldn't he be playing more instead of blank? Maybe that won't be true. Maybe that won't be time for that. But that 500 yards and 4 touchdowns is kind of how I expect the season to go. And so, largely because, not just because of one preseason game, but because it's clear they have a plan for him. And you know that? They did the contested catch thing. They did the tunnel screen thing, which I know is a part of their offense for a fact. And I saw him in routes here in camp where they run him in stuff that I know is already a part of their offense, and that they're trying to figure out what is the way we use him in our offense regularly, and they're testing out all the different ways that could be on paper. That he has juice, right? We can see that in the preseason game. He's got juice. That screen that got called back for a hold, he got to that faster than some other guys I've watched trying to run that play lately. And by lately, I mean the last couple of years.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, that part of it gives me some confidence.
No, we should be excited about him. We should. I think in order for him to have over 500 yards, I think that means you're telling me Rashee Rice and or Xavier Worthy are missing games. That's still where I'm at. I think in order for him to get to that 500-plus yard mark, I think Rice, which has happened, would have to miss games, or Worthy would have to not be healthy, which has also happened. Those two things happen, then I think by necessity Cyrus Allen would be a 500-plus yard guy in his first year. But he is definitely done everything you would want to see from somebody that is trying to establish himself as having a role on this football team. I just want to still be very careful about going crazy still off of 2 catches and a bunch of practices.
Yeah. And that's where, and I understand, for a normal rookie, I have set the bar high. And to your point, you'd saying, well, if he gets McCole Hardman set 550 yards and 5 touchdowns, that's pretty much what McCole did his rookie year. Without looking it up, is in that ballpark. 550 yards and 5 touchdowns. Why would I be feeling good about that going into year 2? And I would point out, we were feeling good about McCole Hardman going into year 2. It just never materialized.
No, my whole thing wasn't McCole Hardman. My whole thing was the Xavier Worthy comp, which was all I said on Friday's show is,
which is fair.
All I said on Friday's show is Xavier Worthy, look at his rookie numbers. If I told you Cyrus Allen did the exact same thing, we would have people texting in saying he's ready to be wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
But when Worthy did it, nobody said that. That's all I'm saying. It's just it's not a knock on Cyrus Allen. It's just that because fans are already enamored by Cyrus Allen, it's interesting to me that if we did Carrington does the blind player test thing. If I put the two players' rookie years, let's say Cyrus ends up and you didn't know that it was Cyrus, and they both had the same numbers, Worthy and Cyrus, after their rookie years, which is what fans would be excited about. There will be fans saying he's ready to be wide receiver 1 in 2027, which is just funny to me. That's all.
Yeah, I don't think that's unfair. It's really not. And some of this is like how, right? How does it look? The 650 for Xavier Worthy was as a full-time starter, and it looked clunky, right? The deep pass didn't work, whatever. It's the backup quarterback theory. Cyrus Allen does it in a limited role, being further down the depth chart in a less involved part of the offense. It will seem and feel more impressive. You're not wrong that it's an unfair system, and we're pre-projecting season would go in that hypothetical. Sure. I view it the same way I view a lot of those guys, which is how quickly does it look like they've earned Patrick Mahomes' trust?
Oh, he definitely has that.
And in McCole Hardman's case, weirdly enough, Mahomes did have it. They had a role for him, but it was like run and pass. And anytime somebody gets stuck in this like weirdo hybrid role, sometimes I just have a hard time imagining that it's going to fully develop. But with Worthy, it never seemed like it hit. Like it never had this like we have it all going, we're all good to go. And because we're now 2 years into that, it feels even less that way. So I am fascinated. He is easily the most interesting player
he's going to
1 through 4 this season.
Yeah, and Camp Darling Island, we're eliminated more people tomorrow. Look, Cyrus Allen, barring something crazy happening, he's going to win Camp Darling Island. I think we all understand that. It's pretty evident at this point in time. He's very impressive. The catch today was sensational. Best catch of camp, not close. Not even close. And he also made the second best catch of camp a week and a half or 2 weeks ago when they weren't in pads, when he, over the middle, made the one-handed grab. This was with pads, though. This was a full contact practice and a catch on a throw from Justin Fields that was right at the sideline.
And I can't even be, Justin Fields probably missed him by 7 yards. He overshot the mark, because Cyrus Allen was quite open and could have run up the sideline more. Mm-hmm. He overmissed the mark by a mile, and Cyrus Allen still caught it, got in bounds and all this stuff. So the hype's not going anywhere. I don't know if I'm where Nate is. I'd still love the preseason reps.
Yeah, I disagreed with Nate on that.
I get it.
Yeah, I disagreed with Nate on that. I'm kind of more with you, which is I understand we feel like Cyrus Allen, the Chiefs know a little bit about his role already, but he hasn't reached the point where I'm like, hey, I don't want him to get any reps the rest of preseason. I'm not there.
Maximum.
I don't even need max. I don't need him out there for 2 quarters, but I can at least get a drive a game from Cyrus Allen at bare minimum. I don't think he's reached the level now when he's the team's 4th receiver that we're not going to need to see anything from him in preseason. I can't go there yet.
I was going to look back up, because now I'm trying to think of because if you go too far down the list and you start being like, oh, he's Puka Nacua, well then Puka Nacua was pretty much immediately the number 1 starter. His very first game as an NFL starter, he had 15 targets, 10 catches, and 119 yards. Puka Nacua. So can't be that. If he's, and I'm just trying to think about what is the right comp? If he's a lot better than we think, but he's not Puka Nacua or Amon-Ra St. Brown, who had 912 yards his rookie season. Is there a middle ground between those guys? Now, in fairness, here are Amon-Ra St. Brown's first 3 games. You ready? 4 targets, 2 catches, 23 yards. 3 catches, 18 yards. 1 catch, 2 yards. Then 6 for 70, 7 for 65. He had 8 targets, but only 5 catches for 26, and then pretty much the rest of that year he ruled. So, and he finished the season with 900 yards. If Cyrus Allen even is one of these guys who's just a 5th-round steal of the century, I think it is way more likely to mimic that than anything like Puka Nacua did, right? Where for the first 3 weeks you're 2 for 23, 3 for 18, 1 for 2. Is this guy going to emerge? And then they kind of settle into his role.
Someone on the text line says, I feel like you guys are reluctant to be excited, so you can say I told you so. Let people be excited. Nobody's telling you can't be excited. I'm excited about it, but I think there's the balance. I'm excited because, he looks like he might be something for them. I also think it's crazy to say he's the number one receiver by the end of the year. Like, do you see there's a balance? Like, you can be excited about Cyrus Allen. We also don't need to draft him in the first round of your fantasy football league, right? There's a difference between the two. I'm not telling you that it's not promising that we could be sitting here this time next year and he's this team's number 2 wide receiver. Absolutely. But I think it's crazy after 2 catches in a preseason game and 2.5, 3 weeks of practice for me to be being called a hater because I don't think he's a future star already, right? There's just a balance between the two. It's not telling you can't be excited.
No, it's I've just been around, and I've already said this. Alex has admitted this. It is different than a normal, like, we're not trying to do this.
This is not the same as Justin Ross.
We don't have a fine jar like Justin Ross, okay? We are not trying to put it on that level. I don't think it's anywhere near that level. Cyrus Allen clearly can play and will have a role in the offense this year. How big of a role? We'll see. Is it 300 yards? Is it 200 yards? Is it 600 yards? We'll see, right? We don't know what that is. I know that it is different than just regular dude who gets hyped up because he can make it. That was, fine. I know it's different than that. But like Nate saying Puka Nacua was a 5th round pick, it's like I gotta be below that, or I'm telling you he's Randy Moss. I gotta be below that, or I'm through the roof.
Somebody from the text line mentioned J-Mo from the Detroit Lions, Jamison Williams, and his rookie year didn't play, or he got hurt, so he didn't play.
Jamison Williams was
his first year fully
very high pick.
Jamison Williams had the gambling problem.
His first year fully playing, he had 12 games that season. I think it was coming off the injury. He had 42 targets, 24 catches for 354 yards. And then next year, 1,000. This past year, 1,000. So, I think in terms of a comp, for a guy that was originally the 3rd wide receiver or 4th wide receiver, I think it's a fair comp, actually, because his first full season playing, he was wide receiver 4, 5th in terms of the number of targets that he got, part of which only because he played 5 less games than the others. But still,
he was also a first-round pick,
Yeah, but I think in terms of the production, I think we're talking about production. We're not talking about where you got drafted, at least.
I would say, I guess it's a combination for me because it's easier to get on the field when you're a high-round pick. Like, Antonio Brown only had 167 yards his rookie year. The guy we were just recently talking about, right? Antonio Brown had 167 yards. He had 19 targets, 16 catches. The following year, he had 1,100.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from the guys that are Hall of Famers, though, because of that reason. That's why I mentioned J-Mo. Like, I don't. Antonio Brown.
I guess I was trying to find it.
I don't. I'm trying to go for a more mid-tier guy that turned into a 1,000-yard guy. You know what I'm saying?
To your point, Drew, I'm struggling for the example of guy who is a late-round pick and was a slow start his career. Maybe the answer is Julian Edelman. Maybe, but he took even longer than normal. So we're not looking to go the Julian Edelman path. He was 27 before he mattered in the NFL. No one's looking to do it that slow.
How about somebody like Alan Lazard? You want me to give his numbers? Sure. His rookie season did play. Second year, he played 16 games, started just 3 of them, but he had 35 catches for 477.
Okay.
Then he had 451, 513, 788, and then he went to the Jets, and things have kind of tailed off since then. But
was he an undrafted guy too, or no?
He was picked.
I think he was undrafted, right?
I think he was undrafted. Yes.
I'm just curious.
It doesn't say, at least on his Football Reference, it doesn't show.
I think he was undrafted. I know he played at Iowa State, but I think he was undrafted. Anyway.
Wes Welker was a slow starter, but he also just got traded to Tom Brady's.
He was undrafted.
Patriots, and so he was in Miami for a day, or a year or two or whatever, and then did that. So it just depends. There's plenty of examples of guys like Cooper Kupp. There's plenty of guys who turned into stars. Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. I'm not going to have any trouble. Wide receiver is one of the positions that once every other year you find a dude.
And by no means, I don't think Cody is. I certainly am not. I'm not telling you that Cyrus Allen one day can't be a star. I'm just saying let's not act like he's a star before he plays in a regular season game. That's all.
What about Terry McLaurin? How did he start his rookie year? He was a late round guy. No, Terry McLaurin was a late round guy, wasn't he?
Terry McLaurin was
919 yards.
Drafted in the third round.
Okay, so not late. But later, I'm getting closer.
As you said, 900 yards his rookie year, then 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
So maybe, and his very first game, 5 catches, 125 yards, and a tutty. So probably not a great one. All right, still looking for the example I want, but I haven't found it yet.
Romeo Dobbs?
Trust me, I would love nothing more, guys. Monday Night Football opener.
He goes for
Cyrus Allen,
for 100 and a
six
touchdown?
catches, $110, 2 touchdowns. Trust me, I by no means am I going to be upset about that. But I will promise you, I will also still say the Tuesday after. It doesn't mean he's headed to Canton, Ohio yet either. You know what I mean? Like, there's a balance. But I would love for us to be talking on Tuesday about Cyrus Allen with 2 touchdowns and a 100-yard game.
Romeo Doubs, 4th-round pick at 425 his rookie season, 674, 601 last year at 724, just got paid as well.
I'd like Cyrus Allen to do more than that, but I would, like, based on the hype alone. But there are much worse. For a 5th-round pick, it's a good pick if that's what you get.
It's a great pick at that point. I mean, if you were to tell me he had 6 touchdowns, 724 in his 4th season in the NFL, and 100%.
Probably wouldn't pay him, though. I don't know why they paid Romeo Doubs. I don't know why they paid him what they paid him, I guess. How about that? Felt too high. Did you see his contract? It was crazy.
He got signed this offseason, right?
This goes back, he got 4 years, $68 million.
Look at the
Did you hear that stat line?
wide receiver market, though.
That's not bad at all.
The wide receiver market. The wide receiver market's crazy, Cody. I mean, this is what guys are getting
for the Patriots. I thought.
What? Oh, well,
compared to Christian Watson.
Look at the.
Oh man, $17 million a year for 600 yards. Ugh. Yeah, compared to Watson.
But look at where that's just some of that's just where we're at with wide receiver numbers now, and in contracts in the NFL. You go, if you're going by average annual salary, scrolling further down, hell, let's see, Christian Watson, to Drew's point, $23 million a year.
Oh, that one was bad too. But he's also been more productive than
Romeo Doubs is $17 million a year. That puts him in the same camp as Rashid Shaheed.
Romeo Doubs has been more productive than Christian Watson.
Jaden Reed at Green Bay is getting $16.7. Mike Evans obviously is older, but he's making $14 million on a 1-year deal. It's just where the contracts are at right now. That's in the NFL. This is why when we've talked about Rashee Rice, we're like, man, if you could have a solid year, somebody's going to pay you north of $20+ million a year easily.
Starting to look at what are the best discounts in the league? I mean, you're right.
You mean just value?
Shakir, yeah. I'm just curious. Now
a lot of rookies, of course, so it's a little tricky to when you go further down the list. But
all of a sudden, Courtland Sutton at 23 a year looks like a fair price, or at least fair market price. Michael Pittman probably at $17.5 million is a good market price, or below market price.
Tailed off a little bit.
I know, but that for $17.5 million, we're just talking about Dobbs' production at 600 yards a season. He's making that kind of cash. I just meant comparatively, because you jump up big time. There are a bunch of wide receivers making over 30, and guys that are like good, great, sometimes all over the place. But if Zay Flowers making $35 million a year, you could do a lot worse than somebody else.
and this is the part that I think we all recognize and why it would be such a plus. Someone says, and a year from now, if Rice is gone, where could Allen be on the depth chart? Well, that's exactly right. I still think 2, but I think they would need to bring in some. I think if you go into next season and Cyrus Allen is your number 1 wide receiver, I don't really care what he does. That's a problem for me.
That's where though you get the jump though from 300, 400 to J-Mo, where he gets to 1,000 out of nowhere.
But in training camp next year, unless Cyrus Allen has a Puka Nacua rookie year, at training camp next year, if I tell you Cyrus Allen is the number 1 receiver, it means they didn't draft someone high. It means they didn't sign a big-time free agent. You know what I mean? It means Rashee Rice is gone. And that's all I'm saying. Now, next year, if we're sitting here and Cyrus Allen, this is crazy even be talking, is the number 2 receiver. Yeah, there's a path for that, a realistic path where they either drafted a guy high or it depends on also what Xavier Worthy does this year.
Sure.
And all I'm saying is, and I get it because as you said, it's the backup quarterback thing. Fans are way higher on Cyrus Allen than they are on Xavier Worthy.
Correct.
It's just very evident.
Correct.
We're going to find out by the end of the year if that's correct or not.
Anything over 800 yards, and I'd be fine with Cyrus being the 1.
Anything over 800 yards? Yes.
That's that'd be Puka Nacua. I'm saying if he gets 800 yards or more, I'd be okay going into next season with him as the 1.
See, he probably would have to have a crazy 1,000-yard rookie season for me to feel like, all right, they don't have to spend a first-round pick on a receiver. It's Cyrus Allen, Xavier Worthy, and whoever else. That's a lot.
Because Rice was the one, had 900, and we were okay with it. We were wrong, but we were okay with it.
They're also not going to have Travis Kelce next year, probably. That's a problem.
Help.
That's a problem with this scenario, too.
That doesn't help in the 1 category.
They need a much stronger number 1 if we think Kelce's done. Again, these are next year problems, but it's fun. It's fun to talk about because just maybe, Cyrus Allen can solve a lot of their problems moving forward, even though he was a 5th-round pick. And right now, keep on putting gasoline on the fire for Cyrus Allen in a good way. It's been really cool, man. It's been cool to see him out at practice, continuing to embrace the attention he's getting too. So
yeah, he does.
We'd love to have him on the show before we get out of here. He's on the list.
Put him on. We got 2 days left.
He's
Let's
on
get
the
Cyrus
list.
Allen tomorrow.
Yeah, someone says his conversation's crazy after 2 for 20. Exactly. All right, up next. Let's get to what's trending. Then Nick Bolton stopped by after practice. We'll hear from the Chiefs veteran linebacker next.
What's up, KC? It's Carter Jensen. You're listening to Cody and Gold on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com. 96.5 The Fan.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. We're in the Midwest, where tornadoes are real and our water table is high. So we practically tap a well every time we dig a basement. As a plumber, I could tell you that water always wins. This month, we have a sump pump special. $200 off a main pump or $400 off a battery backup system. Protect your basement. If you haven't used us yet, we would love to win you over. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of acid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
there's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
it's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
Hi, guys. This is the Rocket Roger Clemens. You don't pitch in the majors for 24 years without feeling it later. Shoulders, elbows, knees. Trust me, pain doesn't retire when you do.
That's baseball legend Roger Clemens.
I tried the ice. I tried rest, PT, nothing really worked. When I heard about QC Kinetics, the concept sounded promising. Non-surgical regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself without surgery. Sign me up, just what I needed, real lasting relief.
Whether you're a former pro, a weekend golfer, or just want to walk around pain-free again, QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge technology and natural biologics to help restore and repair damaged tissue.
I trusted them with my joints. Now I'm back doing what I love.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Brought to you by Duke's Real Mayo.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
What's trending?
Cheddar, mozzarella, Havarti. Number one on What's Trending as we continue broadcasting live from St. Joe. Our coverage presented by Yingling Flight. Football season starts here. Reach for Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. Enjoy responsibly. We heard from Andy Reid after practice today as Sapole left practice due to dehydration. Andrew Armstrong dealing with a strained hamstring. Jack Cochran left early with a knee injury. We did see Mansour Delane out here full go. No limitations, padded practice, so that was an awesome sight considering how most of camp has gone from him. Still no Trey Smith dealing with that hip injury. Drew Tranquil was at practice but just standing around not practicing as he continues to try to heal up from some back spasms that's been going on for 2 weeks at least.
Yeah, a little while now. Next up on What's Trending, Von Miller signs with his hometown Dallas Cowboys on a 1-year, $5.5 million deal as they continue to look for defensive line help following following the big absence of Micah Parsons after the trade last year. I was shocked to see it when I saw the stat line. He had 9 sacks for the Commanders last year. So he was far more productive than in any of the 3 seasons he was with Buffalo, where he had 8, 0, and 6. He played in he played in most of the games last year and had 9 sacks for the Commanders. Did you realize he had that many sacks last year? It's because the Commanders stunk and didn't realize it.
I did not, though. No, I did not.
I would have been mentioning his name as a potential, random Cam Jordan signing if I'd realized. $5.5 million, cheap.
In college football today, the AP Top 25 was released. Ohio State number 1, Oregon 2, Georgia 3, Notre Dame 4, Texas 5. That's your top 5. As far as locals, just one local school appearing on that, Missouri at number 25 in the AP Top 25. KU and K-State did not receive any votes. We will actually talk about Missouri with Nick Bolton, our conversation earlier. You'll hear that coming up in just a bit. But the AP Top 25, you know how much I can't stand the preseason polls or AP polls to begin with, but I know a lot of people get excited for them. The Big Ten, by the way, their perceived title contenders combined for 62 first-place votes.
Not one SEC team got a first-place vote.
And Notre Dame got 6, and then Miami got 1.
Well, in fairness, the Big Ten's been running the show. It is usually a decent predictor. Only one team since 2014 was ranked outside of the AP Top 6 and won the national championship. That was last year's Indiana Hoosiers. So usually a pretty good predictor if you see the first 6 teams. One of those traditionally over the last decade and a half are winning it all. Next up on What's Trending, the Royals winners yesterday after Noah Cameron's 9-inning, 1-hit performance. We'll talk about it more with JJ Piccolo tomorrow on the show. They start up a series against the A's tonight at Kauffman Stadium. You can hear that right here on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Lastly, on What's Trending, some injury news in the NFL. Last week we discussed Jeremiah Love, the top pick for the Cardinals, and how he got 14 touches in the game, had an ankle injury. The latest update on that is he's going to miss the rest of preseason, and they expect him to be back for week 1. We'll see, but yeah, he has a high ankle sprain. The other weird thing about this Jeremiah Love, I don't know if you saw Ian Rappaport highlighting it as well. You got Mike LaFleur in Arizona talking about Jeremiah Love's injury, J. Love, for the repeat reporters there.
LaFleur, J. Love.
You have Matt LaFleur talking about J. Love in Green Bay dealing with an injury. And so it's very confusing on social media these days, you know?
Yeah, it's weird. And
LaFleur says J. Love is dealing with, you're like, which one?
And why do they both have ankle injuries? I will say, and I said it before this injury, it was a stupid decision to have him get 14 touches in a preseason game. It's idiotic for exactly this reason.
Well, he got hurt with those touches. It's not like he got 14 touches and got hurt a day later. He got hurt
because of those.
Right. No. I thought you were saying that you said he shouldn't get touches and then he got hurt.
No.
He got hurt with the touches.
We came in the day after and I'm like, I think they should fire Mike LaFleur because it's idiotic to give a rookie running back 14 touches in the first preseason game. The guy who's going to be the pillar of your offense.
Yeah, they're expecting him to touch it 30-plus times a game. And now week one's in who's Arizona have week one, guys? We know?
I don't know.
Don't.
But the
Chiefs have
Cardinals
pretty early, don't they?
They in the first 10 weeks or something.
Okay. I don't know the Cardinals' schedule offhand.
They open up against the Chargers. That's not good. It helps the division. I don't
Boo!
like that. Yeah, not that. I mean, the Chargers probably were going to win, but if for some reason Jeremiah Love doesn't play, well then that one might be ugly.
The Cardinals' schedule is one of the worst.
Over under 4.5 wins for the Cardinals.
Their offense is so salty, though. I mean, their offense looks
Drew,
like it could be fun.
Under by a mile.
No, I understand
they
the
got
offense. I mean,
the
they got
Rams, Seattle, Detroit,
the
Los
schedule's
Angeles,
brutal. I'm just saying the offense
Denver,
could be fun.
Dallas, Chiefs, Eagles. That schedule sucks. The last 4 games aren't so bad. They get the Jets, Saints, Raiders, and then 49ers, who by week 18 will be dead, probably most of their players, or severely injured.
That is what's trending here on Cody and Gold. Earlier today, right after practice, we were joined by Chiefs veteran linebacker Nick Bolton. We started our conversation talking a little college football, asking what he makes of the Missouri Tigers being 25th in the AP poll and what he makes of their season.
Yeah, man, I think we had some good success. Obviously, we got some talent coming back, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Also, our defensive talent, but usually reboot there. But I think our offense is going to be pretty well. I got a new quarterback in there. We got a running back coming back from injury, obviously. So wish him all the best in his recovery. But yeah, Matt Hardy makes the dog, man. So I think I'm going to lean on him heavily this year.
How often do you get back to Columbia?
Yeah, man, I got a little brother that goes to school down there. So yeah, I go down there as much as I can. I'll be back there, obviously. I think the Texas A&M game will be October 9th, so I'll be back down in town during our bye week. But, yeah, it's been great.
I like college football fans always talk about this. Like, what are your spots? Is there like, all right, I'm going to Columbia for the weekend. Yeah. I got to make sure I go where?
Yeah, man, I usually keep it routine. When I first got to Columbia, coming in my official visit, we went to D. Rose. So that's kind of my one-stop shop. I kind of go there one time every time I'm down there, take my siblings, take my family out. So yeah, man, that's kind of our stop we go every time we go down.
We're talking to Nick Bolton. You mentioned going back for the A&M game. Is that when they're doing the Hall? Is that Hall of Fame weekend? Or
I'm thinking so. I think it's that weekend. I got to get some more details. I haven't been that in touch since the camp started. But, yeah, I think it's that weekend.
What's that mean to you, though? For those that don't know, you found out, I think, maybe during a practice, Andy Reid told you that you're going to be part of this 2026 class for Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, Missouri Athletics Hall of Fame. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, man, it's super huge, man. It goes back to Coach Odom giving me a chance from a kid coming from Texas, and he was my last scholarship I had. I got offered 2 weeks for signing day. I thought I was going to have to walk on somewhere. So starting off in Mizzou, man, just has been there. It's been the state for me, my family. Openly in open arms. I'm going to be myself, and I've grown every single year from age 18 to 26 now being here. So, yeah, man, it's been truly special, man, just to be a part of the history, part of the Mizzou organization, and obviously some of the guys that I was able to that coached me or played with in Drew Lock and Andy Hill, going in with those guys as well. So I think it's a special honor for sure.
We saw, Bill Self was talking the other day. We're like, well, I don't know if the basketball one's going to continue or not. How badly do you want MU-KU to continue? Do you think that rivalry still needs, the audience that it has?
Yeah, I think we love our rivalries, man. I didn't have opportunity to play in that rivalry when I was there, so I definitely wanted to be a part of it. I know I talked to guys throughout the history. I think our Arkansas is our rivalry week we have now, but the hatred's still there, man. I haven't played for a long time, but you definitely feel it. Me being a guy that didn't know the difference coming from Texas, man. That rivalry's definitely still there.
We've had you on the show before. Look, I went to KU, Nick. I went to KU. Last year I asked you about how that game was going to go in Columbia. Now, it wasn't quite the score you predicted, but your Tigers won.
Yep.
Friday, September 11th, KU-MU in Lawrence. Now, you guys got a Monday Night Football game coming up. Are you going to have a chance? How does that work with your schedule? Will you be able to go to that game? How do you guys play on the Monday?
Yeah, I probably won't make it to that game, but I'm definitely going to be tuned in. Obviously, we got KU guys throughout our whole medical staff, front office, whatever you want to name it, tournament, man. We're pretty deep, so there's always some friendly banter when it comes to that stuff, man. But definitely be tuned in. Rooting for my Tigers, man. I think we have a dub in Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll win out there in Lawrence, no doubt.
Are you one of the wager with the teammate types? Like, I got to throw on a Kansas jersey if my team loses.
Yeah.
Kind of group?
Yeah, obviously. We do that a lot of times throughout the year. I think Matt Nagy was the one I did it last year with, and but got to find somebody else, man. We got a couple Tigers in there. Got to find a couple KU guys I can kind of rub it in with, but we're definitely gonna find me a couple people I can have some friendly banter with.
So my co-host Cody, we give him a hard time. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 months ago at least. For whatever reason, he was doing a quarterback cadence on
I was
the
talking about
show.
how I hate that they always try to do it when they're like
when they're
just gonna take the false start and punt it. I hate it.
He's like, why waste our time? Like, you guys aren't going to snap the ball, whatever. Okay, so he did a cadence. We played this cadence for Mansour Delane. He gave his grade. Here, they're going to play it back in the studio. This is Cody's QB cadence.
All right, let's see what we got, Cody.
You can be honest.
I mean, we got some voice flexion in there. You know what I'm saying? Might get a guy to jump offside. So, I give you about a 5.5. I give you 5.5.
Honestly, that's good enough.
Yeah, need a little bit more patience in between the huts, but other than that, not too bad.
Too
not
quick.
Too bad.
He's saying you're a little
too quick, man. Got to be a little more subtle.
Who? I don't know if you want to share, but who do you think in the league has one of the who's a guy has one of the better cadences?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, our guy kind of gets guys with his infliction of his cadence quite a bit, but I think Aaron Rodgers in history was probably one of the toughest guys to go against in hard counting and making it sound the same. So, A-Rod's definitely been a challenge in the past.
I think, online, we look about it, most of the time it's like, he wants to spend time with his family or this. How do you just spend your off seasons? Are there hobbies you get into? How do you spend a lot of your free time?
Yeah, most of my free time, man, I kind of just chill out, man. I relax. I got a house in Arizona, house in Texas, spend some time there. Play video games. I like to cook. Cook is another one of my hobbies. So I'm kind of in the house, man, find things to do, kind of rest up, take my mind away from ball, do things that I guess I'm kind of like we don't even get to do a lot of, I guess. Obviously, this off-season was a little bit longer, so definitely felt good to kind of be around for holidays, birthdays, and stuff like that I haven't had the opportunity to be around. So.
What's your signature dish?
Man, I cook everything, man. I'm not a good baker. My patience with baking and follow recipes isn't always there. So I like to have a little creativity.
Exact with baking.
Yeah, I know. I kind of like my creativity-wise, so I like to cook anything, man. Pasta, lamb chops, prime ribs, short ribs. I mean, all of it. I cooked a whole 9. So, definitely enjoy cooking.
We've had multiple players, your teammates over the years, talking about food or whatever. I think everybody praises George Karlaftis for the food that he gets shipped in from Greece or whatever.
Yeah.
The linebacking room, are you the best cook?
Oh, by far. I don't think a lot of guys in my room cook. I mean, we're very smart guys, very hands-on guys, but I don't know if we're a lot of finesse, you know what I'm saying, in the kitchen with the knives and stuff. So I might be the best cook in our room for sure.
Already giving yourself the credit, huh?
Yeah, always, man. I don't really like to flatter myself a lot, but I cook a little bit.
I read in high school too. You were big on the reading program and all that stuff. Do you still read a lot?
I actually started picking up reading this past off season when I had a little extra time. But yeah, I started reading a little bit more. But yeah, definitely growing up, reading was one of my things in my pastime. Kind of let me. I had a lot of siblings, so you got some quiet space, some quiet time. Not everybody loves reading, so I was kind of unique in that one. So I was able to get my quiet time, my alone time.
Remind me, how many siblings do you have?
I'm one of 8.
One of 8? I'm one of 7.
Okay, yeah, you understand.
How far down in the pecking order are you?
Yeah, I'm dead in the middle, man. I got an older sister, 2 older brothers, and I got 3 younger siblings, and then I got a couple adopted as well. So we're all around. Got quite a big family, but.
That's why you cook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone has to.
Absolutely, man. You kind of try different stuff out, man. Let everybody taste it, see where you're at, and kind of go from there.
We got Nick Bolton joining us here on 96.5 The Fan. What about some of the young guys on your team, not just in that linebacking room, and Bassa, possibly a big year for him, but in front of you on that defensive line, you got Peter Woods, you got R. Mason Thomas. What have you seen from both of them?
Yeah, man, the young guys are hungry. Different skill sets, obviously, starting up front with the big guys, 9'9", D tackle, man. You can tell he's short, stocky, got some finesse to him, but also got some power. R. Mason, you see his speed off the ball, his bend and lean, definitely going to help us out in the pass rush game. And then Delane, obviously, he's a 6th-round pick for a reason, man. The guy can cover, got good feet, got a good mind, can see the game, can relay information. That's all you need in the corner, especially when you get down the mid part of the season. So I think those guys did a good job of laying the groundwork and the foundation, but you got to keep stacking days.
Has this training camp felt any different than a normal one, just knowing that most of the time you guys are coming off either an AFC Championship game appearance or a Super Bowl appearance, one way or the other, versus the disappointment? Have you guys treated this one different?
Honestly, hasn't really much difference. The structure has been a little bit different in how we approached it, but yeah, I think it's the same mindset, man. No matter if we won, lost, come in as the best team and last team, the goal's still the same. We got small goals to reach our big goal, ultimately, win the Super Bowl. So every day we do, we're just backfilling it with work, trying to give ourselves a best position possible to go out there in week 1 in a divisional game and kind of take it from there.
Before we let you go, we've got some sports cards, some packs from our friends over at the Art of Sports. We've been opening these up with your teammates. Last week we had Nico Remigio on the show.
Okay.
And we had our best luck. So we already had an auto. It was a Jaden Daniels out of, what was it, 25? Yeah, Jaden auto. So we're looking for maybe another auto or number cards. So
we've only pulled 2 Chiefs players all together.
2 Chiefs players?
That's it.
It's going to be a 3 in here. Let me see what we got.
Let's see.
Oh, that's all right. Okay.
Here goes just the wrapper. All right. Base cards.
All right, we got a Bryce Young right here.
Okay.
Caleb Williams right here. We got Kyle Juszczyk. And we got this is Terrion McKillen.
Okay.
Wide out. So,
a little Tet McMillan there or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you got young guys?
You open up some cards before? It sounds like maybe you've ripped some packs before.
I used to my own. My siblings just growing up. I used to do baseball cards a lot. That was kind of my thing growing up. I used to be a big baseball fan. Friend of the Yankees back in the day, Derek Jeter, when they had Robinson Cano and Sabathia and Rivera, all those guys. But yeah, so that was my thing. Hey, I got Ashton. Shout out to Frisco Lone Star.
There you go.
Ashton Genty,
there with the Raiders.
Yep. We got Brian Burns.
Okay.
My guy Mason Taylor.
We got to see if you see anybody who gives you a hard time on the football field.
Nah, man, we ain't got somebody so far. Been a lot of defensive guys, man. I got respect for that guy, though. Went to my high school, so.
Genty went to the same high school?
Yeah, I went to Frisco Lone Star, so we went to the same place. So happy to see him. I'm gonna keep that one.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Last pack here. Let's see.
So we get something good for you.
Let's see what we got. We got a Chiefs guy in here or something, man.
It doesn't seem like we're getting there.
Oh, got some red somewhere.
Yeah,
here we go.
Yeah, right, there
we got
we go.
Mason Siff.
Okay.
Brandon Cooks.
You saw the color, so you at least know part of the rule.
Yep.
All right, what do we
Trayvon Henderson got
another rookie?
A little rookie.
Okay.
Oh.
What's the color?
Payne Sewell. No red, man.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
So that was Nick Bolton with us earlier today, opening some packs there at the end, thanks to the Art of Sports. But look, the cadence, Cody, he did say
5 out of 5. 5.5.
Yeah, he did not say 5 out of 5. He said 5.5. He did not say 5
Do we
out
think
of 5.
out of 10? 100? 50?
That's for
It's gotta be
up
out of
for debate.
10.
It's probably
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
probably
it's
out
gotta
of
be
10. Which is honestly, I will say both players in essentially. So Mansour Delane, way back when on the phone, he said that it's towards the bottom, but there's potential. Bolton saying 5.5. I think they're both in the same. Yeah, he said you need to slow down. They're both in the same category for you.
They're coaching me. So when I do the next cadence, now that I've gotten, once we get through training camp, I'll try one more time now that I've had coaching.
Well, next player, maybe the next 2 days, whatever player we get, we'll just play it for every player down the stretch.
So I can get all the coaching I need so I can try to perfect my QB cadence for the next time, you know?
Yeah, and
really draw someone offside.
Nick had a run to a meeting right after he joined us, and so he left his Chiefs towel. That's going in the garage sale, man. That's going in the Cody and Gold garage sale.
Yeah. I
covered in sweat.
I think it's dried now.
Is it? I would
I'll
hope.
give it a good whiff later and see.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Gross.
Game used.
That's in the
training
garage sale.
camp used. Nick Bolton towel.
He signed our helmet as well, so we do have the Chiefs helmet for the Cody and Gold garage sale. But the towel will now be in. Who knew? We didn't know we were going to get that item, and now we'll have a Nick Bolton towel in the garage sale.
You know what? Whatever raises money for
That's
the
right.
Negro League's baseball museum. I do feel bad. The only guy we accidentally missed was Nico
I know.
Remigio. So if at some point we catch him at camp, we'll try to get him. Every single other guest who's appeared on the show has signed the helmet so far. We only have 2 more shows up here, Tuesday and Wednesday. We won't be up here. Thursday's a really, really, really short practice, and so we won't be up here on Thursday.
I think you guys should, whoever it is tomorrow, see if they will take the helmet. They got to bring it back. See if they'll take the helmet
we're
and
never
get
gonna get it
Andy to
back.
sign it.
Never
or
gonna
get
happen.
Pat to sign it.
I wish, man. You know,
Pat was so close signing over here earlier today.
he was
Oh, was
close
he?
to the fans. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some fans right by us.
We're not the bribe a kid, man.
As much as that sounds good, Drew, I don't think there's any way for us to. If we give him that helmet, we may not get it back. We may not get it back. So that's the danger. But
And
we would
Pat
love.
wasn't a guest on it. This is the training camp helmet, you know?
It's the training
Plus
camp
Juju
helmet.
Smith-Schuster.
Now, look, if Pat wants to sign the damn helmet, we'll take the SIG. We'll take the
Yeah,
SIG.
yeah.
All right, Camp Darling Island. Earlier today, we did eliminate an individual. Let's get you caught up on that. Camp Darling Island tomorrow will be 2 eliminations. Today, we kicked Jalen Royals off Camp
It was
Darling
time.
Island.
I can't believe Canada survived this long, honestly, but
Canada's probably getting kicked off tomorrow. Let's be real.
he's not
but-
disliked enough.
Well,
you know?
and he had a good first. I know Drew was out of town, but the first week or so of camp was very strong for him. But Cyrus Allen, Emmett Johnson, R. Mason Thomas, Jaden Candidate, and Khalil Benson are remaining on the island. 2 are off tomorrow. I'm guessing we're going to eliminate Candidate and probably our Mason Thomas. I think that's going to be setting up a showdown on Wednesday between Allen, Emmett Johnson, and Khalil Benson. Let's be real. Barring something crazy happening, and I don't think it would be a good reason, Cyrus Allen's going to probably win this thing, and he should.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
I mean, again, something crazy would probably have to happen in order to have it go the other direction, because I'm with you. I mean, he's clearly, at this point, the favorite to do it. But at the same time, we got to go through a process. We don't rush Camp Darling Island. You're eliminated fair and square as we get through things, and we gave a bunch of people, more this year, a chance to get through a preseason game to matter, you know? And Armstrong maybe popped more than Royals in a preseason game.
I agree.
Which made it easy.
But you're right. I mean,
to move on from that.
It's not like Love Island is out here when the audience at home thinks they've already determined what's going to happen. They don't just skip to the season finale. No, there's a couple more episodes to go.
Even it seems like somebody else has got chemistry.
That's what it is tomorrow. Peacock doesn't say, all right, finale, sorry, we're not going to have 3 or 4 extra episodes.
She's already decided who she likes, so
that's right.
We're all done here. It is a process that we will not rush on this show. Never. And we'll continue to honor its legacy. Year 2. But you know what? Honestly, I hope for next year in Camp Darling Island, I hope it's a close race. Hope we get a couple.
Yeah, but
maybe we have to open it up to the first round picks. Maybe we have to include Peter Woods, and we got to make this more of a heavy hitter.
This was a great year for it, though. Even it's just that Cyrus Allen has been such a story. But think how many of our Mason Thomas was in contention, is in contention.
Even if it was
Khalil
Peter Woods
Benson,
included,
undrafted.
Cyrus Allen is still the better story. I mean, I don't think it's close.
Yeah,
Still.
Benson's making a run for it, but I just don't think it's possible. Not when we're talking about a skill position player. Cyrus Allen out here making one-handed catches at practice again today.
And Nate called him Jamar Chase.
Nate says he reminds him of Jamar Chase, says he thinks he could be Puka Nacua. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Stephon Diggs comp.
Cyrus Allen is definitely the winner. But we got to run through it. Make sure tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yeah. It's just, something, I don't know, Khalil Benson would have to be like Andy on... If Andy on Wednesday says Khalil Benson's the starting right tackle, we're up for a debate, at least.
I still think Cyrus.
But I don't think he's going to do it.
Cyrus would still win.
Damn!
It's Camp Darling Island. He's minus 10,000 now. He's minus 10,000 to win. He's jumped way
right
up
now at the finish line. He's way out.
He's minus 10,000. It's the Chiefs are up 14 with about 30 seconds to go in the game. It would take a miracle.
And it's not Mahomes on the other side.
Yeah, it's not. No.
That kind of changes it at least a little bit.
And it's not the Bengals defense out on the field or anything.
I do hope that the person who buys